Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
We changed the truth for God into a lie. In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yasha.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Jesus is
We got plenty of pre-recorded classes, so you can always hop on our YouTube channel and check them out. We also got the kids. We also do a kids class every Saturday, and it starts at 2:30 p.m. here at the school. Again, we do a kids class every Saturday, and it starts at 2:30 p.m. and we do it right here at the school. We also got a YouTube channel for kids. It's called ISBHPK Kids. But we got plenty of other pre-recorded kids class that you can have your kids watch as well. We also got classes out, and we also got classes in a school out in San Antonio, Texas. The address for the school in San Antonio is 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code 78217. Again, the address is 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code 78217. And we also got the San Antonio YouTube channel. And to find that one, it's pretty easy. It's ISBHPK San Antonio. Again, it's ISBHPK San Antonio, where they have their classes that they have on their YouTube channel as well. And we got a school out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The address of the school is 7710 Menal Boulevard, Suite F, Albuquerque, New Mexico, zip code 87110. Again, we got a school out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The address is 7710 Menal Boulevard, Suite F, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Zip code to the school is 87110. And out of that location, Mashaba does the Blog Talk Radio. And it's every Tuesday and Thursday, and it starts at 9:30 a.m. Again, Mashaba does the Blog Talk Radio out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it starts at 9:30 a.m. And the link to the Blog Talk is blogtalkradio.com/MASHAHBA. Again, it's blogtalkradio.com/MASHAHBA. And we also got the school up and running in Virginia, and it's 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. Again, we got the school in Virginia. The address of the school is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. And we got Priest Kazaki out there, along with Zion, Arya, Mark, and Mats. To contact Priest Kazakia, we ask that you text only during class. His number is 281-707-2737. Again, Priest Kazakia's number is 281-707-2737. Priest Patazop's number is 303-557-8979. He's right here to my right. Again, Priest Patazop's number is 303-557-8979. And he's right here to my right. We ask that you text only during class. And you can always email us at isbhbk@isbhbk.org. And if you'd like to give any donations, we got the Wells Fargo account number on the screen. Also, the Google Wallet account number, the Google Wallet link is also on the screen. And if you would like to mail in anything, whatever the case may be, to help further the educational process of your people, you can mail it to any of the school addresses. You can mail it to our address at 8524 South Brazier Boulevard, or in San Antonio, 4219 Senegate Street, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 7710 Manal Boulevard, Suite F, or Virginia, 2610 Granby Street. So with that, that's it for the announcements.
How's everybody doing?
Wow.
Everybody's good? Any questions before we start? Before we start class? Hey, Jermaine.
Yes, sir.
There was a question that you had asked about Wisdom of Solomon. What is that? What was that? Was Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 17?
Yeah, specifically on that 19, I believe. Oh, hold up, no. Yeah, specifically on that 19, but I think maybe to start up at 17.
So Wisdom of Solomon 2.
Con.
Just go there real quick. Right, so you understand what's going on in the rest of the everything leading up to that, right?
For the most part, Con.
Yeah, start at read verse 1.
Okay, Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious.
Right.
And in the death of a man, there is no remedy.
Go ahead.
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Yeah, that's that ungodly, that atheist, Edomite mind. Right? It's that Edomite thinking like, oh, there's nothing after death.
Right.
That's why it says the ungodly reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Yeah. They're using their own logic and not what the Most High said. That he said, fear not him that can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the body and the soul in hell. Right? So we know that there's punishment for the things you do here on earth. After the flesh is dissolved, that spirit, you're going to feel some torments. Go ahead, read verse 2.
Verse 2. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been.
Right, go ahead.
For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart.
Yeah, and ain't that how the ungodly think? Like, we're here one day and we're gone the next. Dum-dee-dum-duh. Let's just live our lives. YOLO, right? That's what the thinking is. It's YOLO. You only live once. Do as thou wilt. Live free and die young. Ain't that the saying? Live free and die young. Yeah, they got all those little cliches. Why? What else?
No, I was just saying it's the worldly cliches.
Yeah, they got those worldly cliches because they don't believe that the spirit. They don't believe in the spirit. Y'all see that?
Got it.
Go ahead, read verse 3. So just to get a little basis, read verse 3.
Con. Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes.
Right.
And our spirit shall vanish as the soft air.
Yeah, they think the spirit just dissolves into nothingness. But we know that our spirit does what? What does the scripture say in Psalms? Or Ecclesiasticus, actually. It says our spirit goes back to the Father. Right? Our spirit goes back to the Most High. Our flesh goes to the ground. Ecclesiastes, actually. Right? Well, go ahead. Read on.
Verse 4.
Well, actually, so where you at now? This is just dealing with a ungodly, basic atheist mind state. So it goes down and, read verse 9. Read verse 7.
Verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Let us fill ourselves with costly wine.
Right, yeah. We only live once. Let's party it up. Let's do it. Let's just get drunk, binge drink all the time. You know how Esau do it, man, when they party?
Yes, sir.
How they just live life. It's always just one big party, one big bungee jump. Their whole life is like one big bungee jump. It's just one big adrenaline rush. He's ungodly. Go ahead.
And let no flower of the spring pass us by.
Right.
Pass by us.
Go ahead.
Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered.
Go ahead.
Let none of us go without his part.
Yeah, man. We only got one life, so we got to make sure we live it up here right now. This is how the ungodly thinks. Read.
Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
Yeah, we got to live voluptuously. We got to live beautifully. We got to live fat. We got to get fit out here in America. Go ahead.
Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
Right? Read. And what do? They bounce around. Babies here, this here, that here. They just leave tokens of their joy, or so-called. Read on.
For this is our portion, and our lot of this, and our lot is this.
Right. Now it's going to now it's transitioning now into your question. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Right. So that's the thought. Let us oppress the poor. Let us use and abuse the poor. Ain't that what Esau did to us? They used us, build their nation, build their kingdom. But ain't that how they do it now? With their social classes and their middle class, upper class, poor. He said, let us oppress the poor. Go ahead.
Let us not spare the widow.
Read.
Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Yeah, let's just throw them all in nursing homes. Right? Let's just kick them out the house. When they get a certain age, when they hit 60, they're done. And then we ain't going to use them for no wisdom. Well, because for one, they ain't got none. But two, we don't want to hear it because we're the baby boomers. Right? We're the baby boomer generation. We know something. We're Generation X. Right? That's how they think. That's how the ungodly thinks. Like, I don't need to go to the ancient. Read.
Verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice.
Come on.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Go ahead.
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
Right, so this is the wicked. This is how they think, man. Let us lie in wait for the righteous man. Let us destroy righteousness off the earth. Go ahead.
Because he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doing.
You see that? So let's get him out of here because he's gonna point out our filthiness. We don't want that. Let's not use the Bible in the courtrooms and take it out of schools because it's gonna point out the fact that we ain't supposed to be having transgender bathrooms and transgender schools and different things like that. Let's get this Bible out of here. There's too much righteousness. Let's get this, and anybody that's promoting that, we can't deal with them. Go ahead.
There is, because he is not for our turn.
Right.
And he is clean, contrary to our doing.
Yeah, he's not about what we want. Go ahead.
He upbraided us with our offending the law.
Yeah, because, think about it. America, and I'm just dealing on a broad scale here, America knows, man, if they pull that Bible out, they get upbraided. Everything the foundations will get ripped out.
Right.
The foundations of America will be destroyed because what it's been founded on is not biblical. It's bloodshed and rape and robbery and killing.
Absolutely.
Scriptures say, woe to him that established a city on blood. Woe to that city. Woe to that kingdom that's built in iniquity and bloodshed. Go ahead.
He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
Go ahead and read verse 13.
He professeth to have the knowledge of Yahweh.
Go ahead.
And he calleth himself the child of the Most High.
Read.
He was made to reprove our thoughts.
Wait, what was the poor righteous man made to do?
Reprove our thoughts.
But see, the ungodly, the wicked, they don't want their thoughts to be reproved. You see that? So, as you read down, they're just saying, how do we affect this man? How do we throw him out of character? Read verse 15.
Verse 15. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's.
Right. His
ways are of another fashion.
Go ahead.
We are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Now, ain't this how they dealt with Christ? Ain't this how they dealt with Christ? They didn't even want to see him. You see how you can take this from America to the way the Pharisees dealt with Yahushua? They didn't even want to look on him, man, half the time. They didn't want to deal with him. Because why? He was sent there to reprove their thoughts, man. He was sent there to reprove the thoughts of the wicked. And that's all he was doing. Every time there was a battle, every time there was, I don't even want to say a battle, but every time there was some discourse between Yahushua and the Pharisees, what was Yahushua doing? He was cutting them wicked thoughts to pieces, man. And the Pharisees, they hated it. Read on.
He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father.
Right. So, I mean, you see it speaking of Yahushua. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 17. Let us see if his word be true.
Right.
And let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
Right. So they're like, okay, let's see if what he's talking about is true. Let's prove it. How? Read.
For if the just man be the son of Yahweh,
right,
he will help him.
Right. Now, go ahead.
And deliver him from the hand of his enemies.
Right. Because didn't the Most High say that? Didn't he say you could dash your feet against the stones and the angels will bear you up? Yep. Didn't he say that he'll help us out of trouble? But see, they tempted the Most High. It's like, well, it's just like Satan. When Satan came to Yahushua and said, listen, dash yourself against the stones. And what did Christ come back and say? What did Yahushua come back and say? Don't tempt the Lord your God. So that's what they're on. They're like, man, let's see if this guy's word is really true. We're going to tempt him. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture.
Read.
That we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
Right. Now, again, ain't that what they did to Christ? This is what happened to Yahushua. Did they not torture him? We went through it. They tortured him. They beat him. They pulled his beard out. They whooped him. And what did he do? It said when he was reviled, he reviled not. Right?
Got it.
They spat on him. Go ahead.
Let us condemn him with a shameful death.
Right? Go ahead.
For by his own saying he shall be respected.
Read.
Such things they did imagine and were deceived. For their own wickedness hath blinded them.
Right. So you see that now, right? Where this is the ungodly, those ungodly Pharisees, those ungodly men and women. This is what they do to the righteous, man. This is what they did to Christ. This is what they did to the apostles. It wasn't just Yahushua. It was the apostles also. They tortured them, saw them in half, stoned them, hung them, trying to test their meekness and try to see is the words that are coming out of their mouth, are they going to live by it? So you get that? You clear? Clear on that? Yeah. So yeah, you could add in, I mean, we read further up about the Spirit, verse 3, 2 and verse 3. You could throw in, just for that precept, you can go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then the dust shall return to the earth as it was, and the Spirit shall return to the Most High who gave it. On that, and then, go to all the different stories in Matthew is about, like how we went through what Yahweh Shai had to suffer? Yeah. Living my best life. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anything else? What's that?
I think it's just the way I'm reading it, but in Baruch 4 and 9,
Okay.
it referenced she, and I was wondering who that she was.
Baruch 4 and 9. Let's see. This is the book of Baruch 4 and 9. So we always hit Baruch 4:1 down. Read that. Read Baruch 4 and 9.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 9. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion.
Right.
The Most High hath brought upon me great mourning.
Read up. Read verse 6.
Verse 6.
Verse 4.
Verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
Right, go ahead.
Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel.
Go ahead.
Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
Right, so when you go through Baruch, like when you go through this book of Baruch, it really matches up with Deuteronomy 28. Real good. It goes through the captivities and what will befall us. So Baruch's breaking it down here. You know, when you read verse 1, he's telling you to let the law endure forever, that we need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. And then he was saying, well, since we didn't do that, verse 6, we were sold to the nations. Go ahead.
But because ye moved the Most High to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Right, go ahead.
For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
Read.
And not to the Most High.
Read.
Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Right, go ahead.
For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming.
The she is the land. It's speaking of Jerusalem. Yeah, so when it says she, right, yeah, read verse 8 one more time.
Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up.
Read.
And ye have grieved Jerusalem and nursed you.
You see how he was speaking of the land? It nursed us, it nourished us. Right, read it, read on.
For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion.
Right.
The Most High hath brought upon me great mourning.
Right. So, you get that? Con. Anything else?
Yeah. Our land cannot wait for us to come back, man.
Right? Yeah, man. The land is so defiled. The land is so defiled. It's still homo month, right?
It's so defiled that the land won't. It's desolate. It's not producing nothing.
Yeah, you know.
It's a wilderness.
And you just got to see how this is talking, just symbolic. Like when it says when the righteous are in authority. What does it say?
The people rejoice.
No, not that one. There's another one, like the trees. The trees.
Oh, they all.
Yeah, like the fir trees rejoice.
Can I hit the Romans?
What's up? Which one is that?
For the whole creature with it.
Yeah, you can hit that. Yeah, it's Isaiah. Isaiah 14 and 7. Read that. Isaiah 14 and verse 7.
Isaiah chapter 14 verse 7.
Just showing you how the scripture speaks symbolically. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest. And is quiet.
Go ahead.
They break forth into singing.
Read.
Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee.
You see that? The trees rejoice. Go ahead.
And the cedars of Lebanon say, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
All right, just talking about when when we reestablish the kingdom. Yeah. Anything else?
There's nothing online.
Is something online?
No. I mean,
Oh, nothing online?
there's scriptures.
Right. I mean, if there's no class, you got any questions? No. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Another class. Another class to remind brothers and sisters that you gotta really be on top of your spirit. You gotta be on top of you gotta be on top of these spirits that can topple you and that can blind you. And it's important because it's the Most High brings us here for growth. Right? When he said, I chose you so that you can bring forth fruit and that your fruit abounds. And a lot of times I don't think brothers and sisters realize what the hell you got brought here for. And that there's a process that's involved with being when you enter into a spiritual realm, what has to happen? Well, there's a process of purging, and quite frankly, it hurts. Purging hurts, man. And it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to hurt, but what happens is people run from certain things that they need. They run from certain elements of their growth, and they let their pride overtake. They let their pride overtake them, man, and it stunts your growth. It hurts you. And you know, sometimes I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. Sometimes I'm like, man, I don't even want to do these classes because I feel like brothers and sisters don't be listening. It's like, oh, I heard that before, right? Oh well, or better yet, it don't apply to me. Now, who in here is perfect? Nobody, right? Nobody's perfect. Everybody got a stain on their resume. Everybody got stains on their record that you're trying to hope that the Most High can look past. But He's not gonna look past it if you're not honest with yourself. We got to be honest with ourselves, man, and understand why we're here. Understand who we're around while we're here and what their purpose is. See, a lot of the pride kicks up because, and we're gonna, as we get into the class, we'll dive in there. We'll dive all the way in there. I'm just dipping the toes in real quick into the pool, testing the water. But as you go through this walk and try to become this spiritual man or woman, the people that are set before you to help you walk, you end up looking at them a certain way because you don't like the fact that they're the ones correcting you or the way they correct you. So first and foremost, we got to be honest with ourselves, man, and understand that nobody in here is perfect. Not me, not y'all, not him, not nobody. Nobody's perfect. And what makes us perfect is the acknowledgement. What made David a friend of the Most High? Was it not the fact that he acknowledged straightway his transgression?
Right.
David could have lied he could have lied, right? Who was that? Nathan that came to David? And when he gave him the little parable, David could have been like, "Ah, man, I don't know what you're talking about, bruh. I didn't Bathsheba. I don't even know her." And he could have carried on with life, but who was really watching?
Most High.
Most High. Go to 1 John. Go to 1 John 8. No, excuse me. 1 John chapter 1 and verse 8. Lamont, get that. 1 John chapter 1 verse 8. Now, we're dealing with, the title of the class is Why You Can't Be Corrected. And we're going to go through and show why brothers and sisters can't take correction. And the main culprit is your pride. Why you can't take counsel, why you can't take advice, why you can't take constructive criticism, whatever you want to call it. But why you can't receive what is supposed to benefit your growth. Well, first and foremost, it's pride. And that pride tells you that you're not wrong. So why are you telling me nothing? Why are you telling me something? Like right now, some of y'all are like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I'm good. Had a good week. Most High ain't checked me all week. Most High ain't checked me since last class. Right? Some of y'all are really letting that pride bubble. Pride is like that boiling water, man. 1 minute is cold, next minute it's boiling. And it boils because the temperature is being turned up on you. The Most High is asking more from you. And you're not seeing that the only way to give more is through humility. Is to be humble. But what you do, you block your growth and you let pride spring up. But this is the first way you do it. Because you deny that you have any blemish. Read.
1 John chapter 1, verse 8. If we say that we have no sin,
read.
We deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us.
And wait, do what?
We deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us.
He said if we say we have no sin, we do what?
We deceive ourselves.
Wait, who do you see?
Ourselves.
The Most High.
Ourselves.
Wait, but the brother in front of you that's correcting you.
Ourselves.
Your husband?
Ourselves.
Oh, so you deceive yourself, first and foremost. Now, what does the scripture say about examining yourself? Don't it tell you examine yourself? Whether you be what?
In the faith.
So it's telling you to examine yourself whether you are in a spiritual mind, because faith is a spiritual thing. It didn't say examine yourself whether you be in the lust. Examine yourself to make sure that you're in the carnal. It said examine yourself to make sure you're in the faith. Now, a lot of brothers and sisters, you hate examining yourself because you know what filthy demon lies within. You know you got that pride and you hate it. But if you hate it so much, why not just eradicate it? Why avoid it? Because brushing pride under the rug, I'm gonna put my pride right here, right under here. He don't go nowhere. He's trying to poke his head through the covers, man. He gets mad when you try to cover him up. But the main point is this. Read it one more time.
If we say that we have no sin,
right?
We deceive ourselves.
Right. See, that mind comes in that I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong, man. But you deceiving your own self. Go ahead.
And the truth is not in us.
And the what?
The truth is not in us.
Right, because the scriptures say to confess your faults one to another that you may be healed. So the wisdom ain't in you, man. If you're, no, I'm good. That don't apply to me. Like right now, if you sitting here like this scripture don't apply to me, you tripping. This applies to all of us. This applies to every man, woman, and child in this building and outside the building. Everybody watching online, this applies to you. So stop it. I don't care who you are. from the chief to the lowest of the totem pole, man, this applies. But are you willing to acknowledge wherever you are on the totem pole, are you willing to acknowledge this applies to you? Well, if not, the scriptures tell you that you're already deceived. So what is it that deceives you? That's pride. Pride is deceiving you out of seeing where you can be improved on. Read on.
God, verse 9. If we confess our sins.
If we do what?
Confess our sins.
This is the truth. To do what?
Confess our sins.
This is what you want in you. Go ahead.
He is faithful.
Who is faithful?
He is faithful.
Go ahead.
And just to forgive us our sins.
Ain't that what he did with David? Ain't that what he did with David, man? When David sinned and David said, you know what? I've sinned. I ain't even going to disagree. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna rebuttal. You got me.
God.
And the Most High straight away forgave David off the top.
God.
He said, you're forgiven right away. Right away. It wasn't no, maybe I'll think about it. Maybe in 5 years if you do enough works. He said, nah, you're forgiven. You're going to get some punishment. Right? You will not go unpunished, but I forgave you. Remember, there's a difference between punishment and being forgiven.
God.
Your kids mess up, you whoop them, but you still forgive them of their mess up. A whooping and a forgiveness is two different things. David got his check, his chastisement, but the Most High forgave him. So it's letting us know, man, if you confess, Most High is going to forgive you. If you acknowledge that, man, you know what? You know what, brother? Let me listen to what you're saying. You know what, sis? You know what, husband? Let me listen and take it in, and let me make sure that it does apply to me or it doesn't. But as you got that deceptive pride demon that automatically, when a certain person opens up their mouth to you and you deflect, boom. I ain't trying to hear that. Because that's what you say. That's what you say. You literally say, nigga, I ain't trying to hear that. When you put up your little shield and defenses, I ain't trying to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Or why you talking to me? See, that's what deceives you, is that pride. But he said if you confess, if you acknowledge, if you own up, what they say, I'm a grown-ass man. Well, prove it. I'm a grown woman. Well, here it is. Here's womanhood. Here's manhood. Read on.
He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins.
Come on.
And to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
He'll do what?
Cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
Read verse 10.
If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar.
Yeah. We make who a liar? We make the Most High a liar, because why? There is no man clean. There is no woman clean on this earth. Even your righteousness is like filthy rags. So, are we here to make the Most High a liar? Because it said, let the Most High be true and every man a lie. Are we here to make the truth a lie? Lie. We're here to acknowledge our faults in the truth and use the truth to improve. Go to Proverbs 28:13. Yeah, actually, hold that. Go to Job 6:24.
Job chapter 6 and verse 24.
Just along with what I was saying about being receptive to correction, counsel, corrective, constructive criticism, advice. The first thing you're supposed to do is this.
God. And you know, it's also like you were saying, you know, the humble will do the scripture, but the pride is going to do the complete opposite. The prideful will do the opposite, I should say. Go ahead, read it, Jermaine.
Job chapter 6, verse 24.
Y'all gotta listen. When y'all are reading, I'm gonna say this one last time. When y'all read, make sure that you read and you stick your eyes on the Bible. You can't highlight, y'all can't write, because it messes up what we're trying to bring out when the reading is choppy. You get that, Lamont? I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, y'all gotta make sure y'all pay attention. When I used to read back in the days, my eyes never left off where we're at. So when it was read, I continued from where I was at. All right? Read that.
Proverbs 6:24. Teach me.
The scripture says what?
Teach me.
Now, one of the definitions for teach or synonym is to admonish, right? And the definition for admonish is to warn or notify of a fault, to reprove, to counsel against wrong practice, to instruct or direct. So the humble, the person that has humility, they're gonna want these things. They're gonna want to be admonished. They're gonna want to be taught. Read.
And I will hold my tongue.
And that's what they're gonna do. They're also gonna hold their tongue, because you got another scripture. You got another scripture in Job where it says that because of my mind. If you mind, can I hit it?
Yeah.
It tells you in Job, man. It tells you that because of your mind, you make haste. So it's like before the person could even finish saying what they got to say, you already jumped. You already jumped to conclusion.
Read that one more time.
Yeah. Oh, I found it.
Read that one more time.
Teach me.
Do what?
Teach me.
Right. So that means that you gotta be asking to be instructed. You gotta be asking to be admonished, counseled. You're asking for change. Ain't that what we came here for?
Come on.
Not the loose change in our pocket, right? But that real change, that put off the old man, put on the new. But this is how it happens. Read.
And I will hold my tongue.
I will rebuttal.
I will hold my tongue.
But that don't apply to me. Read it again.
And I will hold my tongue.
Yeah, but I don't know why you're talking to me for, because read it again.
And I will hold my tongue.
Yeah, and it's not just holding your tongue as he's going to jump to the next screen. You got to hold your thoughts, man. Because you might not be saying it out loud, but your brain is jumping. Your brain is like, what the hell is he talking about? Instead of receiving information, the pride demon in you is buffing up.
In your brain, you're like just
hurry up. Yeah, stop talking. Come on, man. Y'all know. You wives.
Oh, I'll be doing that, but okay. I mean, I guess you say it, so.
Right. Well, if that's what you see, well, if you say so, how are you receiving anything if that's the thoughts in your head?
Yeah.
How are you acknowledging your sin or confessing any faults if all you can think of is, well, that's what you see. Well, that's what you think. Well, that's your opinion. Wait a minute, but that's what the scriptures say. Right?
God.
Where you want to go?
I'll read it real quick. It's Job.
No, have them read it.
Okay, go to Job chapter 20 and verse 2.
Job chapter 20, verse 2.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Therefore, do my thoughts cause me to answer?
Your thoughts do what?
Cause me to answer.
Your thoughts cause you to rebuttal. Go ahead.
And for this I make haste.
And instead of you taking the time to sit and listen and hear the full matter or the full reproof, your thoughts is jumping, and it's jumping so much that even if you don't answer, it's like you already did, because it's already in your mind. Your mind is already seared with that hot iron. You're not going to hear what's being said to you. Read verse 3.
I have heard the check of my reproach.
But did you really hear the check of your reproach?
Nope. Not if pride is blocking the check. Not if pride is blocking the reproof and the correction. You didn't hear a damn thing. All you heard was, remember Charlie Brown? Wah, 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 wah. That's all you heard from a brother. That's all you heard from your husband. That's all you heard from the sister that was trying to show you how to do whatever it was that you were doing wrong. All you heard was wah, 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 wah. So you didn't hear the check.
When in one ear, out the.
Go ahead.
And the spirit of my understanding causes me to answer.
But think about that though. The spirit of your understanding is what's causing you to answer. But think about it. If your understanding was on point, then you would not be getting checked or reproved in the first place. So
if your understanding was on point, you would shut your mouth and listen.
Exactly.
If your understanding was on point, you wouldn't let pride deceive you into thinking like, oh yeah, this don't apply to me. Oh yeah, you shouldn't be saying nothing to me. Oh yeah, I don't need to be talked to. Oh yeah, I shouldn't be talked to this way. If your understanding was really on point, your judgment, your discernment, those things would be there. So yeah, you wouldn't be in the place to get checked anyway.
Yep. Your understanding is what got you in the place to begin with.
And then the scriptures say suffer wrongfully.
Come on.
So if you really had understanding, you would sit back and just take it and say, okay, Karen, I'll make sure I check on that. I'll make sure you make sure you take that in, digest it. What they say? If it applies, if it don't apply, let it fly. If the shoe fit, wear it. How many carnal sayings y'all want me to give y'all? Right. But that's what it says, right?
Got it.
If it don't apply, just let it go. Move on. But instead, your pride is like, you don't even give a chance to examine yourself through any type of reproof. Because it goes back to, I'm not wrong. I'm right. I'm always right. I'm not wrong. Why you telling me nothing? Why you telling me anything? Was that it?
Yes, sir.
Go to Proverbs 28:13. No, I'm good. Go to Proverbs 28:13. 28:13.
Proverbs 28:13.
Go ahead.
He that covereth his sins shall not prosper.
You see that? He that cover, when you try to, and not cover in a good way, but you try to hide them. You try to act like they didn't happen. Like, oh, I didn't do anything. Like, oh, I don't need the correction. It says what will happen?
His sins shall not prosper.
He that covereth his sins shall not prosper. Go ahead.
But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy.
What shall he get?
Mercy.
Yeah, you'll get the mercy. You'll get the chance to be able to right your wrongs. Ask the Most High for forgiveness. But if you instantly say, oh, no, I didn't know. No, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not going to prosper in this life. You're not going to prosper anywhere. There's no growth in that. There's no humility. Go to Job 33:27. Job 33 and verse 27. Brothers and sisters, we got to get a lot better at acknowledging, again, the spirits that are on us, the spirits that are around us. You might be getting checked for something that you didn't do in the moment, but you did a week before. You ever thought about that? See, a lot of us ain't spiritual enough to look back and say, man, these brothers talking to me about the spirit has hit me on something I did 2 days ago, or I did yesterday, or hit me on something I'm about to do. But how can you be spiritual when you have a demon blocking the good spirit? Wisdom will not enter into a malicious soul. Pride is malicious, man. It's hurtful. It's deceitful. Job 33:27.
Job chapter 33, verse 27.
And you know who really got to look out for this too, man? You little kids. You young kids, y'all got to look out. And don't let Satan deceive you into thinking like it's okay to hide things and hide your sins and hide the things that you do. Hide things from your parents. It's telling you right here, he that covereth the sin will not prosper. Some of y'all are young, and the thing is, it's funny, me and Kazaki was talking about this probably last night, man. And we were talking about our kids and how them being so young in the truth and being very comprehensive, the Most High is going to hold y'all accountable a lot earlier than y'all think. He's going to hold y'all accountable for the things that y'all hear and understand. Don't think like, oh, I got to be 12 to be held accountable. Hell nah. When you start being able to comprehend and understand, the Most High holds you accountable for those things. So if you're trying to cover things up and hide things, you're not going to prosper. You're going to be like all these other little kids out here that don't want to take correction, don't know how to receive instruction, and then what do? They make a lot of mistakes, man. A lot of early mistakes, and then what do they have? They got a chest full of regrets and a lot of scars. So you kids, man, you got to pay attention and be careful. Job 33 and verse 27.
Come, he looked upon men, and if any say, I have sinned,
go ahead,
and perverted that which was right, and it profited me not.
Read.
He will deliver his soul from going into the pit.
What will he do?
Deliver his soul from going into the pit.
Yeah, the Most High look upon men, but he looks on the ones that say, you know what, Yahweh, I did wrong. I perverted the right ways. Help me. That's who he looks at. Not the prideful, hard-headed, stiff-necked, it don't matter, man, woman, child. He ain't looking at the ones that's trying to, oh, no, that ain't me. Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no, I didn't do that. Oh, no, that don't apply to me. He's not looking at them. Remember, he gives grace to the meek, to the humble. He rejects the proud. Go ahead, read on.
And his life shall see the light.
His light shall what?
His light shall see the light.
Read Jeremiah 2 verse 22. So y'all gotta see, man, the detriment of pride, first and foremost, is you're not able to receive any type of correction, and you think you're right. And that mind of I'm always right, that's destruction. Because now you're no longer in the understanding in the way of the Most High. You're leaning onto your own understanding, onto your own mind, onto your own righteousness. Jeremiah 2:22.
Jeremiah 2:22.
Uh-huh.
For though thou wash thee with nitre,
right,
and take thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me.
Yeah, man. See, because what kind of iniquity is it? Is it something that you can just wash off with soap and lie?
Wow.
No, we got spiritual stains on our record, man. Each and every day. It don't matter, man. Listen, ain't nobody in here a perfect thinker. Ain't nobody in here to the level where you can never get a negative thought that hits you. And then some of us, what do? Fight the thought, move on. Some of us fall. Some of us fall, so he's saying, man, you could go bathe all you want. You go use all the best soaps, Dove, right? You can use Jergens. If they got soap, it don't matter. You can use Suave, shower gels with pomegranate smell. It don't matter. You're stained. The Most High sees the stain in you. So nobody is completely clean. We all trying. We all hoping that the sins that we've committed through negative thoughts, that they get washed away. We're hoping for that. You convert a sinner, a multitude of sins will be forgiven. That don't mean that they're just gone. They're just forgotten. They're there. And every day, man, we battle with thought process. We battle with receiving correction. We battle with pride, humility, long-suffering, faith. Every day it's a battle spiritually. If it's not, then you're in the wrong place. If you ain't battling spiritually, you're not in the right place. You're not in the right book. Get up out of the Enochs and the Jubilees and get into this Bible, man. If it's not a spiritual battle for you, if you're not battling pride, then there's a problem. Especially you young bros and you young sisters, man, that just got here, that barely been around a couple of months. The pride in y'all is strong, and y'all don't realize it. But it's going to be to your destruction. We've seen it. We tell brothers all the time, listen, man, you gotta make sure you put the Most High first. Make sure you put the Most High first. That's gonna be your fall. That's gonna be your fall. All the women, all this, all that, that's gonna be your downfall. No, I'm good. I'm good, brother. I'm good. Next thing you know, man, how come that brother fell off? Well, his rib got him out of there. Or the lust of money, or his pride got him out of there first and foremost. We warn y'all. But pride will tell you, no, I got it. I'm good. Instead of saying, you know what, let me be careful. Let me examine and make sure day to day that I'm good. Psh, I even say it a lot, man, I'm good, I got it. But I'm still examining. I'm still being careful and walking circumspect. You young bros and you young sisters, man, you walk with the I'm good spirit, but don't be circumspect. And then Satan, all he got to do, he just walks up right in front of you, man. He don't got to creep. He don't got to crawl. He don't got to do no weird juke moves. He just walks up like, I'm right here. And he smacks you. Bow! And then you just fall. Like, damn, you didn't see him? We told you. We told you that 6 months ago that he was going to come in that form. No, I'm good. I'm good, man. But I'm good is like, I don't want to hear it. That's what that turns into, man, in a young spirit. It turns into, I don't need to hear that. Pride, man. Deception. Read on.
How canst thou say, I am not polluted?
Yeah, how can you say you ain't polluted? Think about it. How can you literally form your lips to say, I'm good? I don't need to hear that.
Yeah,
but see,
that's definitely pride. Yeah.
But that's where you get deceived at.
Yeah.
That's how you get deceived. Read.
I have not gone after Balaam.
Go ahead.
See thy way in the valley.
Yeah, I'm not. Man, listen, I'm good, bro. You know them demons I was dealing with, or whatever you talk about, her gonna pull me out, or the kids gonna be my downfall, or the money, or the lust of things, or the want of things. I ain't dealing with that. I'm good.
Yeah.
That demon, man, nah. I kicked him out the house. Yeah, but what happened when he come back and bring 7 demons more worse than himself? Did you think about that? Well, no, pride don't let you think about that. Pride just got you feeling like I'm good. Ain't nobody good. Because every day, I'm going to keep saying it, it's an attack. And if you're not defending yourself from the attacks, but defending yourself from the correction, then there's something wrong. You're defending from the wrong thing. Go ahead.
Know what thou hast done. Thou art a swift dromedary traversing her ways.
Yeah, man. This swift dromedary, I can't say it. Traversing her ways. That's a young camel. The dromedary. That's a young camel. So you got this young camel that it just does what it wants to do. Anything that comes to its mind, it just does it, and it's very hard to correct the camel, to break the camel, so that you can now use the camel how you want to use it. It's so caught up in its ways of doing things. That's why, like, the next verse, we're not going there, but it talks about the horse. It talks about the horse that's like out there in the field, that's just used to running around doing its own thing.
Think about trying to break a wild horse.
Exactly.
It's damn near impossible.
Exactly.
You're not breaking a wild horse. A wild stallion, I mean, you can do it. But that's what it's going into.
And that's why it says, how canst thou say I am not polluted? Because if you're saying to yourself, I'm not polluted, then you're that wild horse that'll never be broken. Or that swift dromedary traversing her ways, that young camel that is just doing what it wants to do, oblivious to the danger that's there. But that's only if you say, I am not polluted. But if you say you're polluted, then you're like, yeah.
And really, it's not the tone of, yeah, I'm garbage, I'm trash, I ain't nothing. But it's really saying, you know what? The possibility that I made whatever mistake a brother is checking me for, or a sister is trying to show me, the possibility that I made that mistake is what? What is it? What's the ratio? What should it be? 50-50. It's a 50-50 chance I made that mistake. But you mess up when you make it 99-1. There's a 1% chance that I made a mistake. Because what? I don't see what you're talking about. But it's really, I don't want to see what you're talking about. Because the demon already puffed up in you and deceived you into letting your guard down. Letting your guard down. That's why we went. If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves. What are you deceiving yourself out of? Out of correction and into damnation.
Somebody asked what is a dromedary.
Yeah, dromedary is a camel.
It's a young she camel.
A young camel, yeah. It's a young she camel. Read verse 23 one more time.
How canst thou say, I am not polluted? I have not gone after Baalim. See thy way in the valley. Know what thou hast done.
Yeah. Let's break it down. He says, see thy way in the valley and know what you've done. Think about all the filth you did when you was in the valley of death. When you was out in that world, man, just go ahead and just go into your mental Rolodex of your life and just think about 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. You're like, damn, messed up. So it's saying, if your way in the valley wasn't clean, how you just all of a sudden clean now? Well, it's not. You're trying to make your way to that cleanness, but how does a man get cleaned up? Wherewithal does a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto to thy word. Now, that's the only way to get cleansed. But if you sit there and say, well, nah, man, nah, I don't want to hear that. Or I don't need that. Or why'd you say it like that? Or why'd you talk to me like that? Or why'd you use that tone? Some of y'all be stuck on tone and wordage, verbiage, vernacular, more than the actual message. A brother get turned up a little bit with you and it's like, see, that's why I can't receive nothing. Because you always talk so manly. Like, because some of y'all ain't used to being talked to like a man. Some of y'all ain't had daddies at home that were stern, right? He didn't lift up his voice. Moms had to do it and it wasn't as strong and powerful as a man. So when another grown-ass man with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding comes to you, Because he's not just coming and turning up on you the first time he's talking to you. He done reproved you 4 or 5 times about the same thing. Nice and meek and brotherly. Okay, let's go over it one more time, bro. You know, all the women, that's just gonna be your downfall, brother. You know, all the pride, that ain't gonna be good for you, bro. Here, look, read this scripture. Oh, let's flip to this scripture. He does the restore one in the spirit of meekness thing. He does that the first 11 times. On the 12th try, he's like, okay, now he got to get a little rude in speech. Now he got to get a little forward, and he got to raise his tone to show you that it's serious. And what happens? You clam up like a little girl, man. Wait a minute, why you? I don't want to be talked to like that. And then you shut down. You shut down, man. But the whole 11 times when he came to you, rubbing your back, and brother, I'll even read the scripture for you. Here, look, let me read that for you. Pride is hateful before God and man. Pride goeth before destruction. Don't do this because this will happen. Even some of you ribs, man. Your husband ain't just some brute beast animal coming to you, just yelling at you off the top. Sisters don't just come at other sisters, just yelling at them off the top. Or just forward with them off the top, or sharp, rebuking you sharply all the time. But that's needed. Does it take away the message? For some it does, because of pride. Y'all, pride makes the sharp rebuke take away from the message. But remember, it says, he that deny that he has sinned, there is no truth in him. The truth says, rebuke them sharply so that all may fear. So why are you looking at the sharp rebuke and not the message? The truth in the rebuke. The message in the rebuke. Because of pride, man. Pride is it's a hell of a drug. It's a hell of a drug, sir.
You said that the pride makes the sharp reproof. What was you said after that?
It takes away the message of the sharpness of a reproof. Because the scriptures do say, rebuke them sharply so all may fear. But it also says, restore one in the spirit of meekness. Right? But just because I'm rebuking you sharply don't mean that it's not meek. Or that it's not in the spirit of love. See, y'all get that confused. Like, well, you raised your voice, so you're no longer meek. Christ raised his voice. Christ raised his voice. What y'all thought? When he rebuked 600 men and made them fall back, that he was like, hey guys, fall back. When he was cutting people to the heart, what y'all thought? When it said his voice was the sound of many waters, well, you thought it was like the running sink water? The bathroom sink water? That's what you thought? The pipe in the kitchen? Nah. It was like rushing waves. His voice was deep. He was bold. And the prideful, when he raised his tone, what did they do? Man, this nigga's always yelling at us. See? But what was it? It was pride deceiving you into an excuse to not listen to what's being said. Because, oh, he's talking too loud. Or he's using certain words. Paul said it. Though I be rude in speech and not in knowledge.
God.
So y'all got to get up off the high horse, man. Jump off the horse of pride and jump on the one that says humility. Ride that. You grow a little bit better. Grow a little bit faster.
Can I hit some synonyms on pride?
No, hold that. Go to Proverbs 30. Because we can get it, but not right now. Go to Proverbs 30 and verse 12. Because the deceptiveness, and we've been hitting it, the pride, it clouds your vision. It clouds you being able to examine and see things through spiritual, scriptural goggles. So now you ain't just not sinned or not dirty. This is you. Read.
Proverbs 30, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes.
They're what?
Pure in their own eyes.
Man, some of y'all think that y'all is holier than thou. You ain't just not unclean or stained. You're pure. I'm pure. When I'm suffering because I'm Job. Like, what are y'all? What? I'm Job, brother. I'm suffering like Job. I'm pure. I didn't do nothing wrong. She's wicked. Wait a minute, bro. What? Everybody just can't be wicked. Because everybody just ain't wicked, man, because they're not following your program. You ever examine yourself? But it's hard because now these lofty thoughts of pride have deceived you. And then what do you think? Read again.
There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes.
Go ahead.
And yet is not washed from their filthiness.
Go, read verse 13.
There is a generation.
Read.
Oh, how lofty.
How what?
How lofty.
How what?
How lofty.
Come on, you lofty, man. You above the clouds with this pride demon. Go ahead.
Are their eyes.
Uh-huh.
And their eyelids are lifted up.
Yeah, brother sitting there checking you. You like, your eyes get wide like, why are you talking to me? Bruh, nah, that ain't me. Eyelids get lifted up, you puff your head up to the clouds. Man, this is whack. Niggas always talking about I got pride. That's wrong. But it's because you lifted up, man. You get so lifted up, the words that brothers speak, the words your husband speak, what happens? They go right under you. They don't go over your head, they go under your feet because you already off the ground. Lofty. Who does it sound like, man? Don't it sound like the white man? Don't it sound like Esau? He can't be told a damn thing. You can't tell him nothing. You can't tell him nothing about his science, about his medical, about the world, about space. He knows it all. And if you come with anything, nah, bro, that's wrong. That's wrong. See, our scientists have proven. But that's how some of us roll with this pride. You literally turn into an Edomite. You turn into these other nations because you let pride lift you up. Ecclesiastes 5:2. Did you want to? Not that one, but you can get that one. I mean, yeah. Where you gonna go? Go ahead, go.
1 Corinthians 11:31.
Yeah, hold that.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 31.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 31.
Go ahead.
For if we would judge ourselves.
For if we would what?
Judge ourselves.
And the definition of judging, to rightly, to hear and determine, to examine and to decide, to try to examine.
Examine yourself whether you be in the faith.
Con. So if we would examine ourselves, but what do we examine ourselves by? We examine ourselves by the word, by what the scripture says.
Well, some of us examine ourselves about how we feel, how it's going to feel, what we want to go through, what we don't want to go through, what we want to hear, what we don't want to hear.
Yeah, that's the incorrect. And that's the, you know what? That's the incorrect judgment, especially off of what we just read.
That's why they feel pure and they feel pure, they feel lofty.
Gone.
Because you're not examining the right way.
You're examining through your own eyes instead of what the Most High wants. Read.
We should not be judged.
So yeah, if we would judge ourselves through the scriptures, through the men and the sisters that the Most High set around us, then we would not be judged. We would not be getting corrected, not be getting reproved. If you're constantly getting corrected or reproved, then you got to ask yourself, am I even listening to class half the time? Am I being a forgetful hearer? Am I actually reading? Am I actually applying what I'm reading? Because if you judge yourselves, then you'll, okay, the Bible says this, that's book. Let me change it. Let me fix it.
Go on.
Especially if the brother comes or the sister comes with the scripture, then that's book. Let me change.
Go back to what did I want?
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 2.
Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Follow not thine own mind.
Go ahead.
And thy strength.
And that's what happens, man. You get deceived. You get deceived by pride to follow your own mind. To follow your own strength. No, I got it. I know. That's why we always got to be like, oh, no, nah, bro. It's just a reminder. Nah, sis, we just reminding you. Because when we say things like, oh, I already know that. Yeah, nah, I'm just reminding you. Just reminding you. Because why? Everybody wants to follow their own mind and their own strength. Go ahead.
Come to walk in the ways of thy heart.
Read.
And say not, who shall control me for my work?
Right.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
Yeah, man. Because that loftiness, you start to put your mind above the wisdom of the scriptures. You start to use your thought process more than the logic and wisdom of the Bible. But the Most High said he's going to avenge that. Go to Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 12. Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 12.
Ecclesiastes 10 verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
So it says the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High. What are you departing from? The wisdom, right? We know it's the wisdom, but it's the method. It's the counsel. It's the reproof. It's the correction. It's the exhortation of the word that it brings us. It's the joy. It's the peace. It's the love. It's the happiness. Could we use wisdom on this broad? Like, yeah, we know it's wisdom. But what does wisdom bring us, man? It brings us all those different things. The joy, the peace, the happiness, the love, the camaraderie, the unity. When you start to depart from unity, that's pride. Now, I don't, like, oh, hey, Shalom, all brothers, we're going to meet up over here. We're going to meet up over here and get a drink, whatever, or hang out. And you like, man, I don't want to hang out. Why I got to do that? Why I got, what, man, I don't feel like, nah, I don't want to. Your pride starts to kick up. Or, come on, man. You know, the worst is when brothers all doing something and you got the one brother with his headphones in his ears just off to the side, FaceTiming and Snapchatting. Because why? Something in him is telling him that he doesn't have to do what we all are doing in wisdom. Communication. Right? Simple, small things like that. You got to look at these scriptures a little bit more point for point and more in depth. Those broad strokes, like wisdom is a broad stroke. That's a broad thing. Wisdom is broad. Yeah. Let's put it down and make it a little bit smaller. Read it one more time.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
Go ahead.
And his heart is turned away from his Maker.
Yeah, what is the heart turned away from? Well, all the things that wisdom brings. Now I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own program. I want to be in my own thoughts and my own way of doing things. I know y'all are over there doing that, but I'm busy. I got my AirPods in. I got Bootsy Collins or Nipsey Hussle playing. I'm good. I don't need to hear no wise counsel that's coming when brothers are sitting around just congregating. It don't apply to me. I'm good already, bruh. I'm already good, so I don't need to hear nothing. I don't even need to hear wise words that are going to encourage me. I don't need to hear that. See, it's not just always about correction. It's not just always about correction. What about the exhortation? What about the provoking each other to love? Provoking each other to doing good works? You don't hear that. Because why? I'm too busy in myself, in my mind, doing me. Go to Psalms 10 and 4. Psalms 10 and 4. So the vision gets clouded, man. Your vision is cloudy with pride. Let me hit this one and then we can go into... Psalms 10 and 4. Who got it?
Psalm chapter 10 verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance.
Through the what?
Through the pride of his countenance.
Yeah, because what happens with a wicked man's countenance when he's prideful, he gets that, nigga, why you telling me something, look. Or I'm not trying to hear that. Or he You start getting all buffed up. Start tightening up. Go ahead.
Will not seek after the Most High.
Yeah, man, F this. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. He stops seeking correction. And it's really, not that he got to seek it. He just stops taking it. It's easy. He stops letting the word freely enter into him through, I'm going to keep saying it, through correction, through exhortation, through reproof, through doctrine. You stop letting things freely enter. Remember when you first came in the truth and you sat there and you let the word rip right through your soul? Like a blade. It went through you. And you sat there and you took it. Whether it was good or whether it was bad. You were like, damn. Oh, right. Or damn, Barakatah Yahweh. I love that. That was a good word. Right?
God.
But now you got this stony heart. And you got the Magneto shield on your head. And you blocking out anything. Boom, just bounce right off. Nope. Bounce right off. Nope. Hey, brother, let me tell you about this good job that you was doing. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that. Hey, brother, get your Bible. Why I got to get my Bible for? I was just trying to tell you to keep the faith. I was just trying to tell you that what the scripture said about enduring to the end. I was just trying to give you a little boost, refresh your spirit. But see, pride got you not even wanting to receive that.
Done.
Because that countenance on you starts to change. And you no longer seek the Most High. You no longer want to study. You no longer want to sit in class. You no longer want to watch class. You no longer want to have the spiritual dialogue that brothers have. You'd rather be on your phone, man, scrolling through some random chick Snapchat. That's more enlightening for you. It's more entertaining. Go ahead. It said, read it from the top one more time.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High.
Read.
The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
So if the Most High is not in your thoughts, then what is? It's your own thoughts. And then, yeah, more than likely they're worldly as hell. They're lustful, they're filthy, they're hurtful thoughts. They're brutish, man. What you got?
Man, check this out. So one of the definitions for countenance is to keep an appearance. So, you know, when you think about it, right? A lot of us say we're getting corrected in front of somebody that say we're getting corrected by like somebody that's younger than us. Because of the pride that'll be on us, and because of how that will appear to somebody else, we're like, we don't take it. We're like, It's like when you were in school and the teacher corrects you. And the teacher's like, I'm gonna call your mom. Because of all the kids that's in the class, and because you might have been the cool kid, and you want to look a certain way to these kids, you react to the teacher in a negative way. Call my mom, I don't care, I'll call her for you. Knowing damn well when you got home, you was gonna be scared. Because mama was gonna whoop you. But because of the pride that's in you, and because of that continence that's in you, you like, nah, man, I gotta look a certain way in front of these people. Or nah, you're embarrassing me because you're correcting me. What's up? All right.
I just wanted to say, like, I worked in the studio as an engineer for over 10 years. And the way I got real good at it is from listening to most of the people who were younger than me.
Yeah.
Because they're more computer savvy and more into the software that's, you know, these days. And I learned a lot from younger people.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't, you know, I hear what you're saying, that pride will keep you from accepting that knowledge that you need to attain.
Yeah, it's real, man. Think about how many old people just on. Oh man, think about how many old people just on that. Like they won't take anything from the younger generation. They won't take anything. You trying to tell your mom or you trying to tell your daddy something? They're like, oh nah, you young. What can you tell me?
Yeah, but that's why it says don't be afraid to tell an old fool that he an old fool.
God.
Because you have old fools and you have young fools. What makes you foolish is that you can't accept any type of wisdom. That's what makes us all foolish. So Major had a question. How do we judge a man's blessing versus his character utilizing the scripture? if utilizing the truth got him the blessing, who is to judge his demeanor? Well, you'll really know if the wisdom got him a blessing or if himself got him a blessing. Because if he has to constantly, we talked about this. We talked about this. We've been talking about this. If a man has to constantly worry about the things that the Most High gave him, and that's where his mind is at, then you'll know whether his blessing was a blessing or not. You'll know if he was self-anointed, or you'll know if the blessing becomes a hindrance. Because why? He starts to lean more towards the blessing than what got him the blessing. You'll know. Now the countenance part, I'm not sure what you mean by that. If utilizing the truth got him the blessing, who is to judge his demeanor? Well, we judge a man's demeanor off of a lot of different things. It ain't just blessings, because y'all will never know if I get blessed. And whatever y'all want to call it, y'all will never know. I'm the same demeanor all the time. I look like an angry nigga. Right? I'm the same demeanor no matter what. I don't get too overexcited or too under, I don't get too excited or too sad. I'm in the middle. I try to ride the middle. No matter what's going on. Y'all would never know what's going on with me. If y'all, if I didn't tell you this was going on with me. I ride the middle. So demeanor, like the scriptures say, you judge a man by his excessive laughter, the way he talked, the way he dressed, the way he moves around. But you also judge a man off his follies. You judge a man off, can he take correction? When a brother tells you something and it's an instant rebuttal, well, I'm judging a man that he has lack of understanding. He got lack of wisdom. Blessings ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all get that? I was going to examine myself and see the connection with my pride and how my grandmother spoiled me. Prideful people are spoiled. I've been praying and fasting to remove pride for humility. Yeah, we all got to, man. We all got a little bit of pride in us, a little bit too much pride in us. We all got something to work on. Ain't nobody exempt. We should ask the Most High to cast out our pride. Yeah, we definitely should. Where we at?
At Psalm chapter 10, verse 5.
Right, go ahead.
His ways are always grievous.
Go to Jeremiah 49 and verse 16.
Finish that or no?
No, that's it on that. Okay. Jeremiah 49 and verse 16.
Come.
Now we know we know that this scripture is talking about Esau, right? Go ahead and read it.
Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 16.
Read.
Thy terribleness had deceived thee.
You see, but it's going back to that deception. That I'm always right. That I'm never wrong. That I shouldn't have to be. Some of y'all like why are you telling me that? I shouldn't be told anything. I'm good. I'm doing good. Some of y'all think because you might be doing good that you still can't be told nothing. It don't work like that. Some things apply to you and some things just don't. Go ahead.
And the pride of thine heart.
And the what?
The pride of thy heart.
So it said thy terribleness has deceived you and the pride of your heart. These things are deceptive. Go ahead, read on.
Oh, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock.
Right, and we know that it's dealing with Esau. But I went to the scripture just to show that how pride is deceptive. How it will blind your thought process in receiving correction or receiving any type of truth. Go ahead.
That holdest the height of the hill.
Right.
Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle.
Right, because ain't that what we know? That's what Esau does. That loftiness. They're like, man, we got to be up there in the clouds, baby. We're gonna build as high as the eagle. Go ahead.
I will bring thee down.
Wait, what's going to happen?
I will bring thee down.
See, and that's what a lot of brothers and sisters don't get. That he's going to bring you down. Now, how though? How? How does he bring you down? Well, the same very things that he gave you. So if you want to know if blessings versus countenance or blessing, judge a man's blessings or whatever you want to call it, you'll know because the same blessing he gave you, he'll bring you down through that. How was Pharaoh destroyed? Was he not destroyed through his army? Through his military, chasing after us? Most High used the very thing that he could use to destroy us, to destroy him.
That's what happened with Solomon.
That's what happened with Solomon.
Yeah.
The same very things that he was given as blessings is what caused his downfall. Why though? Why? Because the pride. He was deceived. Just like any brother can be deceived. Ain't nobody in here as wise as Solomon. Ain't nobody in here as wise as Solomon. So it should never enter into anybody's mind that I can't be told. Or why are you saying that? Or why are you repeating yourself? We know we sound like broken records. We know it. And half the time it's like, I don't even know why we repeat ourselves. Because brothers is gonna do what they gonna do. They gonna act the way they gonna act. They gonna move the way they gonna move. Respond the way they gonna respond. But then that's when the Most High has to intervene. That's where we try to come in and stop the intervention of the Most High. Where He said, "I'm gonna bring you down." We're trying to bring you down in a way where you don't break both legs. Most High, crack them knees, break them ankles, and give you a bad hip on that fall. We trying to say, "Hey, brother, here, jump onto this cushion. Come on down. Come on, man. I'm gonna catch you. Jump off that pride horse. I got you. Just listen real quick. We got you." Nah, sis. Listen. Jump back into his arms. He's the safety. Nah, I'm good. But then when you come crashing and burning, then what? I told you so. We told you. We warned you. We said it would happen. Isaiah 3 and 9. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 9.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 9.
Go ahead.
The show of their countenance doeth witness against them.
All you gotta do for brothers that got ribs, think about when your rib gets prideful and how her whole countenance change. And what happens? She gets this twinkle in her eye. Right? It ain't like the twinkle like, damn, that's my baby, that's my boo. She gets the twinkle of, who the hell is this nigga? You like, who the hell are you? She gets this look, and you're like, oh, that's Satan. You got a demon in you.
You know, the funny thing is that the husbands always recognize it, but the ribs will act like you don't know.
Because why? Deception. You've been deceived into thinking like that's how I think. That's how I am. Now when brothers get prideful and that countenance changes, what does it change into? Bro, you turn into you turn, I'm gonna use the word, you turn brutish, man. You turn into this brute beast. I don't give a damn what you're saying. My chest is poked out, puffed out big. I mean, all you gotta do is just look at your favorite rapper, your favorite ball player, your favorite artist, your favorite family member. All you gotta do is just look at them when that pride kicks up. Like, girl, you can't tell me nothing. Ain't no nigga locking me down. Submit, girl. And her head is like bobbing like a chicken. Right? Y'all know, the countenance changes, man. Through the pride of his countenance. That face, it gets a different type of glow. Not the Bruce Leroy glow that, oh, that's the good guy. You get the show enough glow that needs to be brought down, man. You get that it's a look. It's a certain look that pride carries, man. Y'all seen them hoes on this and that? Come on, man. Some of y'all be having that haughty look. Like just looking a nigga right in his eye, looking men right in their eyes like, what's up, Ak? Or when you being told something, it's like,
who you talking to?
Or some brothers just shut down, put their head down, hang their head low, but inwardly they full of deceit, like the scriptures say. Y'all know, y'all laughing because y'all know all the prideful look. There's more than one. There's more than one prideful look. But it says through the, read it again.
The show of their countenance doeth witness against them.
As soon as a brother says, hey, let me rap to you real quick, and then he starts bringing out whatever it is, you're like, but your countenance starts to witness against you that you can't take correction. The countenance starts to show who you really are. That when somebody brings instruction and reproof or constructive criticism or advice, I'm using those words because y'all hate the word counsel and y'all hate the word be in check. So I'm using constructive criticism, I'm using those work terms. You know those work terms they use at work? Here's a little constructive criticism. Locker Rob, I noticed that when you sent your report in, you didn't do such and such. And when you at work, you're like, I'm going to get right on that, boss. And then you wipe the brown off your nose. But when it's a brother, it's like, man, I can't never do nothing right. Man, you niggas always, like, what? Bro, he was just telling you to watch your tone because you're scaring people. Whatever it may be. But how come the countenance is different in different situations with different people? Your countenance be meek, mild, and humble when you at work. Some of you sisters, man, when boss man is talking, yes, master, you might as well just say, yes, master. Yes, me lord, to your boss. The countenance is meek and mild and humble. Right? Not 1 inch of pride kicking up. But when it comes to Israel, your pride testifies against you, man. Go ahead.
God. And they declared their sins as Sodom.
As what?
As Sodom.
Yeah, man, your stuff is evident. It was evident what Sodom and Gomorrah was on. You didn't have to do too much searching to know what they was about. So when that countenance changes in you, when that pride changes your face and the way you move, and when you start to tense up and get tight, it's evident what you about. You're deceived. You don't think you're wrong. Why? What is it really? It's really that you hate correction. You hate it. You hate being told anything. Read on.
They hide it not.
Come on.
Woe unto their soul.
You said what?
Woe unto their soul.
Why? Because he that trying to cover the sin will not prosper.
God.
He that said, I have not done any sin, or I'm clean, he make the Most High a lie, man. You deceive yourself because of pride. Read.
For they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
There it is. You reward evil to yourself, man, just through you rejecting wisdom. Ecclesiastes 20:3. Ecclesiastes 20 and verse 3. Yeah, I got to use those politically correct office words like constructive criticism. Like you can't say check around Israel because they just get all antsy. Ecclesiastes 20 and verse 3.
Ecclesiastes 20 verse 3.
Go ahead.
How good is it when thou art reproved?
When thou art what?
Art reproved.
It's a good thing to be instructed in wisdom, to be instructed in righteousness. You know why? Because let's remember, man, a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of y'all don't have enough ammo to even instruct yourselves. That's why you make so many mistakes. Go ahead.
How good, I'm sorry.
Read it again.
How good is it when thou art reproved? To show repentance.
To do what?
Show repentance.
Go ahead.
For so shall thou escape willful sin.
Yeah, because if not, then you're piling sin upon sin. With the I didn't do nothing, and then the rejection of wisdom, and then the repeating your mistake. Over, think about it, man. How many times y'all done did the same thing over and over? How many times y'all done made the same mistake? Or fell to the same spirit, the same demon? Oh yeah. We're all guilty. Especially when you're young in the faith. Especially when you don't have enough ammo, you haven't put in enough time and study and counsel and just being submerged in wisdom. Let me ask y'all a question. Who in here can literally say they're submerged in the wisdom? That they are this high, this deep in wisdom. You walk to you ain't no longer in the kiddie pool, 3 foot, you at 7 foot. And the wisdom is drowning you in a good way. Yeah, but that's the point. If you can't say that, that means you don't have enough ammo. When the demons start to get neck deep and your wisdom only reaches to your knees, what's going to happen? What you going to get overtaken by? The spirits, man. But that's when somebody comes in and says, hey, let me fill those gaps. Here, let me give you some more water. Let me give you some more wisdom. Let me get you there. That way you don't drown in negative. Go ahead. Go to Ecclesiastes 21 and verse 6.
Ecclesiastes 21 verse 6.
Oh. Yeah. You can get it right after. Oh, no. Oh, you want to get that now? Oh, yeah. I was looking for that. Ugh. Ecclesiastes 21 and verse 6. Because the real thing is this. Pride makes you hate correction. Pride makes you hate being told. It makes you hate being reproved. It deceives you into thinking that what? Correction is a bad thing. But it says, how good is it when thou art reproved? But pride deceives you into thinking like, man, every time I whip out a scripture, it's a check, or it's something negative, or it's something bad. Because why? Pride takes away you looking at your growth. Pride takes away the ability for you to see afar off, man. It blinds you. So you can't see behind you. You can't see in front of you. Where there's no vision, the people perish. But you're supposed to at least have the ability to look in the rearview mirror and say, damn, how far have I come? But what does pride do? Pride helps you to negate all the good that you've done for yourself. All the building, all the growing. Now you're like, yeah, none of it matters. None of it matters, man. Every time I do something, y'all got something to say. How about if every time you did something, nobody said a damn thing? Where would you be? Oh my God, brothers and sisters be so worse off. But that's why it says, how good is it when thou art reproved? But you're supposed to look and say, well, what is the reproof instruction, the correction? What has it done? Oh, no, my bad. The constructive criticism. What has it done for me? What has it done for my spirit, the ones around me? Well, half of that reason why you're still here is because of the reproof. Half of the reason why you're still surviving and swimming, a sheep in the midst of wolves, is because somebody told you, don't walk there, don't walk there, don't do that, go here, do it like that, talk like this, look that way, head on the swivel. Because if not, you'd be walking blind, man. You'd be dead already. Yep. You'd already be dead. When you look at reproof and correction so wrong, and you start to hate it. And then this happens. Read. Ecclesiastes 21 and 6.
He that hated to be reproved in his way. Is
read it again.
God. He that hated to be reproved is in the way of sinners.
He's what?
In the way of sinners.
Because you hate to be reproved, so now you're in the way of sinners. Because you don't think that the reproof is necessary or needed. Go ahead.
But he that feareth the Most High will repent from his heart.
Go to Proverbs 29 and verse 1. Proverbs 29 and verse 1. Because the reproof is never going to stop, man. The correction is never going to stop. The being told how to do things the right way. Because all it is wisdom. The attaining of wisdom you should never want that to stop. But this is what happens. Read.
Proverbs 29 verse 1. He that being often reproved.
Sometimes reproved.
Often reproved.
A little bit reproved.
Often reproved.
Go ahead.
Hardeneth his neck.
Yeah. That's what happens, man. Pride got you with a stiff neck. Because the reproof keeps coming and you keep disannulling it. Denying it. Being deceived by pride that, oh, this is not necessary. So you start to harden your neck. Go ahead.
Shall suddenly be destroyed.
Wait. When?
Shall suddenly be destroyed.
Read.
And that without remedy.
Yeah. That destruction comes without a way out. There's no remedy. There's no band-aid for this destruction. All you got to do is go read about Pharaoh. Where was his remedy for the Red Sea?
Yep.
There wasn't one. He died.
Or all the people from the time of Noah.
All the people from the time of Noah. Where was their remedy for their pride? Where was it? Where was their life rafts? Oh, let me get a life vest. Let me build my own boat. There was no remedy, man. They were quickly destroyed, and there was no remedy.
I was gonna say, even the people when Christ was walking, when Christ said to flee to the mountains, the ones that didn't want to hear,
yeah, they got swallowed up in that siege of Jerusalem. There was no remedy, man. But take it to your lives and say, man, do I hate reproof? And what makes me hate it? Well, it's your pride. What makes me hate being told anything? Well, it's pride.
Go to Proverbs chapter 5, verse 12. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 12. Because after you don't take the correction or the reproof, this is what happens. Read.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 12.
Verse 12, yeah.
And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despiseth reproof.
Because after whatever situation happened, and you didn't listen, and now you're trapped in it, you're like, damn, I should have listened. I shouldn't have hated what this brother was telling me. It's like if you mess around and catch AIDS.
Where's the remedy? Where's the remedy?
You're like, man, I should have listened. It's like if you were a young daughter in your parents' house, they kept telling you, you need to stop. You need to stop talking to him. You need to stop.
You need to get off Snapchat, get off Instagram, do them dishes.
You mess around and get pregnant. You 15 or you 16, and it's like, yeah, you should have listened. Read verse 13. Oh, nah, go ahead. Finish it up.
And have not obeyed the voice of my teacher.
Read it from the top.
And say, how have I hated instruction?
Go ahead.
And my heart despiseth reproof.
Yeah, you despised it. A lot of this happens to people in jail. Like after they be in jail for like 10, 15 years, they're like, oh man.
Hell nah, they feel that at the arraignment. I don't be feeling that at the sentencing. It's like,
yeah,
they
true.
faint, like, yeah, you got life. Niggas be like, bruh, y'all seen it? You got life, bro. What happened? You passed out right there in front of the judge.
Like Suge Knight. Yeah, go ahead. Verse 13.
And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers.
Because listen, man, the Most High always gives you, during the temptation, like the scripture says, during the temptation, the Most High always makes a way for you to escape the temptation. He never leaves you comfortless. So while you're going through what you're going through, you have somebody there. A lot of people like to say they don't have nobody.
Because what is that? What is it? It's deception through pride. Yeah, nobody understands what I'm going through.
I never had no guidance.
I love the one where they say nobody understands me and what I'm going through. The scriptures say there is no temptation that is uncommon to man. There is no temptation uncommon, man. So how does not nobody understand you? But see, pride will deceive you into thinking like, yeah, nobody gets me. Just a lone ranger going through my battle. Nobody gets it. Only I'm feeling this and y'all don't care. It'll make you think that people don't care about you. And the whole time they're like, I care, look. Read. But you don't want to pick up the phone. Or you don't want to listen. Deceive, man.
Well, you know, it's crazy too. A lot of us, we only listen to a certain type of people, or we just listen to one or two people. But it could be coming from everybody else, but you won't listen to them because it's not coming from a particular person or a particular group of people. You won't hear it.
Oh, we definitely gonna get there.
It's like a lot of our people when it comes to health. You know, you'll be telling them, listen, stop eating this, stop doing that, start doing this, start doing that, start taking this, eat the herbs.
Then they won't believe it until a dead man tells them on a meme. They won't listen to you sitting here live and direct. Yep. But a dead man got to tell them on a meme.
Yep.
To to stop eating a bunch of sugar and go to herbs.
Or Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle
right. Or somebody got to die for you to believe. It shouldn't have to work like that.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, finish it up.
Nor incline mine ear to them that instructed me.
And because of that, jump to verse 11.
And thou mourn at the last.
After all this, because you ain't listening, now you're mourning. Because the damage is already done. You can't go back from it. Read.
When thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
Your flesh and your body then just got consumed, man. But yeah.
From there, go to was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Go to Ecclesiastes 32 verse 17. So it's to go back. Ecclesiastes 32 verse 17. Read. Go.
Ecclesiastes chapter 32 verse 17.
Don't wait.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
A what?
A sinful man will not be reproved.
Go ahead.
But findeth an excuse according to his will.
Right, so a sinful man is not going to be reproved, but he's going to find an excuse. Because the pride will deceive you into thinking that you're right, that your excuse is valid. Go to Proverbs 12:1. Proverbs 12:1. This is what pride does. We gotta be careful of this spirit, man. I'm telling you, pride right now got some of y'all thinking like, yeah, I heard you. I know what you mean. Come on, brother. Proverbs 12:1. Read it.
Proverbs 12 verse 1. Whoso loveth instruction,
right,
loveth knowledge.
He loveth what?
Knowledge.
Go ahead.
But he that hateth reproof.
But he that what?
Hateth reproof.
What is he?
Is brutish.
He's what?
Brutish.
He's brutish. I want you to read this definition of brutish. Because this is what happens when the pride bubbles up in you, it overtakes, and then you're being reproved or corrected, but then your countenance changes, and it gets into this brute ass, brute beast, brute woman. You're a brutish woman, brutish man, brutish child mode. You turn into a brute. Read the definition.
Like a brute or beast,
right?
As a brutish form. Insensible.
In what?
Insensible.
You become insensible. There's no sense in you. Go ahead.
Stupid.
Whoa. I didn't say it. This is the Webster's Dictionary 1828 on brutish. You become stupid, man. Go ahead.
As brutish men.
Read.
Unfeeling. Savage. Ferocious.
You become ferocious, and not in a good way. Like I'm in beast mode. I'm handling business. You turn into a beast. What did David say about a beast? He said, I was foolish because I didn't use wisdom. Go ahead.
Brutal.
Go ahead.
Gross. Carnal.
You become what?
Carnal.
A brutish man is what?
Carnal.
Go ahead. Bestial.
Ignorance.
He's what?
Ignorance.
What else?
Uncivilized.
Man, come on. It says a person that don't want to be reproved becomes uncivilized. Because ain't that what happens when your husband is telling you something and you're like, but the conversation becomes uncivilized. It becomes brutish. Because now it's his wisdom and will over your emotion.
Yeah, it becomes wild. Barbaric.
Yeah, it becomes barbaric, man.
Yeah.
Because we're going back and forth, but he's using wisdom, and what you using? Emotion.
It says it becomes
go ahead. Go ahead. Read. What else?
It says I was saying it becomes
primitive on one end though. What else?
It says untaught.
Untaught. Now you become as an untaught person.
Yeah.
Now you become untaught because you're not using wisdom. What's up, Jermaine?
Hey, what's the scripture that we read? I think during Sabbath, it goes like a brutish man knoweth not.
A brutish man knoweth not. Psalms 92.
Come on.
Yeah, he said a brutish man knoweth not.
Neither do a fool
understand this. Because a brutish man, it says he's untaught, he's uncivilized. Read number 5.
Number 5, strongly and grossly sensual.
He's grossly what?
Sensual.
And that's how y'all get, man. Emotional bag of bones. Because you let pride kick up in you. You get emotional, man, like a little girl. That's how some brothers get. I can't say women get emotional like little girls because y'all are girls. But some brothers, man, when you turn into a brute and then you get emotional, it says strongly and grossly sensual.
For sensual, got lustful, carnal, bodily, fleshly.
Because then you get to the point where you want to fight brothers. You get to the point where you don't want to be around certain brothers. You get to the point, you don't want to be around your husband because he's always going to tell you something. I don't want to ride in the car with him. He always got something to say. You become brutish, man, in the way you think and the way you deal. But how? Go to Jude 1:17.
Can I run through these again?
Go ahead.
One more time for brute or brutish.
And get Jude 1:17.
It's insensible, stupid, unfeeling, savage, ferocious, brutal, gross, carnal, bestial, ignorant, uncivilized, untaught.
Uncivilized, man. How do you go from being civil to uncivil?
Yeah.
Well, pride will knock the civil being out of you, man. You see what this pride demon can do? It'll turn you into a brute animal. People looking at you like, what the hell is your problem? What is wrong with this brother? What is wrong with this sister? Y'all seen them prideful children? Those prideful Edomite children? Cussing their dads out, cussing their moms out. They running around like brutes on the internet trying to beat their parents up. You're like, damn, what is wrong with this dude?
You know what you become on the uncivilized? It says right here, you become a Philistine.
Damn. Uncircumcised Philistine.
Damn.
Read Jude 1:17.
Jude 1, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
But, beloved, remember ye the words which are spoken before of the apostles of our Lord Yahushua.
Right. Go ahead.
How that they told you there should be mockers.
There should be what?
Mockers.
Brutes. Go ahead.
In the last time.
Read.
Who should walk after their own ungodly lust.
Why? Because a prideful man is walking in his own mind. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Right.
So I'm walking after my own lust. Go ahead.
There be they who separate themselves.
Read it again.
There be they who separate themselves.
These be they who do what?
Separate themselves.
Yeah, so I got my headphones in. I don't care what brothers is talking about on the ride to the zone. I'm separate. I got to deal with my own thoughts. I don't want to hear this brother because I don't feel he belongs in a certain position. I don't want to hear this sister because I don't feel like she's got the rank over me. She's not elder enough for her to tell me nothing because I'm an elder too. So I got to separate, man. I don't got time for that. I got to become sensual. Go ahead.
Sensual.
What are they?
Sensual.
Read.
Having not the spirit.
Yeah, because that's not the spirit. Now you uncivilized, untaught. You've been untaught the spirit through your pride. Go to Proverbs 30 and verse 2. Proverbs 30 and verse 2. You're going to see this brutish man is cold if you really look at it. You become a brute. You know, when you think about a brute, man, what do you think about? What type of animal? A what? A caveman. Well, but what type of animal though?
A pig.
A pig. You like one of them wild boars, man. They're just running around, trampling over his food, eating it, picking it up, tossing it here, eating whatever. You become just brutish, man. Everything you touch breaks. Everything is out of season. No discernment. No tact. Because that's what pride does to us. Read Proverbs 30 and verse 2.
Proverbs chapter 30 verse 2.
Read.
Surely I am more brutish than any man.
Man, surely you become more sensual than any man. Unlearned. Untaught. Go ahead.
And have not the understanding of a man.
And you don't even have the understanding of a man. It says a man shall be commended according to his wisdom. You don't even have the understanding. That's why you act out in your pride. Go ahead.
I neither learn wisdom.
Read.
Nor have the knowledge of the whole.
Yeah, because a brutish man knoweth not. neither do a fool understand this. But what's sad is, you know what pride does? It makes you think you know what you don't know. Pride makes you think you know. Nah, I know. Nah, I already know that, brother. But yeah. Nah, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I was already doing that. Pride will make you think you know. But do you really? It just said it. Read it one more time.
I neither learn wisdom.
Read verse 2.
Nor have the knowledge of the whole.
Yeah, read verse 2.
Surely I am more brutish than any man.
How can you know anything if you brutish as hell? It just said you untaught. How can you have the understanding of any situation or come with any clean, clear, spiritual judgment if you're moving around in pride? Or if pride is clouding you? You can't, because now you're untaught. It's telling you. Read it again.
Surely I am more brutish than any man.
Yeah, you the lowest of man. You just hopped up off the pedestal of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and went into Edomite caveman status. Caucasus Mountain Russia Minor status. Eating bloody meat and jumping off of buildings. You might as well just go do that. You might as well become an Edomite. Just go jump off buildings for fun. Drive 200-300 miles an hour in cars for fun. You might as well do those things, man. Because there's no understanding in you when you get to this level. You might as well become who you hate. Sucks, don't it? Read.
And have not the understanding of a man.
Come on.
I neither learn wisdom, nor have the knowledge of the holy.
Right, and the knowledge of the holy is to acknowledge sin, to be reproved, to not let pride overtake. The knowledge is that pride is hateful before God and men. Go to 1 Timothy 3 and verse 5. The knowledge of the holy is to know that you don't know a damn thing. You don't know what you ought to know. We don't know nothing, man. We puff ourselves up and we let pride do it. We let pride lift us up so high. That's why the fall be so great. Because you think you know. Well, they said you think you know, but you have no idea. What was that? That was from MTV, The Day in the Life. When they used to let you go hang out with a celebrity for a day. And the last thing they would say is, you think you know, but you have no idea. This is the life of Jay-Z. This is the life of Pink. This is the life of Lady Gaga. This is the life of the Backstreet Boys. You think you know, but you have no idea. This is the life of pride, man. You think you know, but you have no idea. 1 Timothy 3 and 5.
1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house,
right,
how shall he take care of the church of the Most High?
Because a lot of the reproof and correction, it's about a man being able to rule his home and rule his spirit and promote good living. But what happens? The pride lifts you up and you're like, well, I already know that. But how come you couldn't keep a house? How come you couldn't keep a rib? How come you can't even get one in the right way? How come you can't build one? How come you don't got the kids? Well, if you knew these things, then you wouldn't be put in a position to have to be told. How come you can't keep a man? Well, because you don't know how. You don't know how to pick one or let one pick you. Let the Most High deliver. You don't know how to do those things. And then when you get it, you don't know how to shut the pie hole and let him take control. I'm talking about righteous man, not no drug dealer, because you let the drug dealer take over, you let the pimp take over, the nigga that beats you, you let him take your whole check and spend it on drugs to re-up for the rent, never got the rent, then you have to go work overtime to get the rent or borrow it from your grandmama and them. They talk bad about him like, girl, you should leave him. You never did. And then he got you pregnant. Do I gotta make a movie? Do I gotta, come on, man. But you thought you knew. Like, yeah, but no, I know. I love him, girl, and this is the man, and he's a real man, girl. But you're a novice. Nah, this is a real woman, Ak. It's my real. Most High sent her to me, Ak. How do you know that, bro? Well, because when I had met her, I had looked through the peephole, and we met eye to eye through a peephole. It was a chance encounter, brother. That's how I know.
Or it was love at first sight.
Or it was love at first sight. But wait a minute, what about proving friend? What about proving somebody? Well, it was love at first sight. Our spirits aligned in the moon, and then when the sun, and then when Pleiades and Orion came together, and she ascended from the heavens.
On a strip pole.
Right, she slid down the pole. Because it was a chance encounter, because I wasn't really supposed to be there. I was supposed to be in class, but see, the Most High blessed me when I was in there teaching about it. Really? That's how you... It'd be like that. But what is this, man? Read on. Read verse 6.
Not a novice.
See, that's novice thinking. We're trying to get brothers and sisters out of being... You know what a novice is? When you play a video game and you have a character, when you got to build a character up, what does he start out as? Before he gets the shield, the armor, the big guns, you know, you start out as this character, right? And all he got is his hands to fight.
Amateur.
It's an amateur. You got to build him from a novice. What's the next one up? I forget the word. It's like novice something, legendary, or
it's like novice, the beginner, then
novice or beginner. No, beginner is a novice. It's the same thing. But you're a beginner in trying to build the house of the Most High. You're a beginner in trying to build your own house.
Right.
So when brothers and sisters, when brothers is like, nah, bro, this is how you build a house. Through wisdom, not through your lust. Not through just wanting things. You build through wisdom. Seeking the Most High. You're like, yeah, I heard that. I know. But I'm going to build it the way I see fit. I'm going to do it the way I need to. You become a novice. What you got?
Quick definition of novice: one who is new in any business, one unacquainted or unskilled, one in the rudiments, a beginner.
Oh yeah, and I definitely got to say this, because we do have a business and brothers do work it. And the one thing that tickles my pickle is when brothers walk up in there and act like they've been there for 30 years. And you try to show them the right way to do things, and they like, but I could have did that myself. You're a novice, bro. You're a novice. You've been around 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. What can you possibly know? What can you possibly know in that realm? Because even our business is spiritual. It ain't some carnal business. Yeah, it is carnal. But to get the blessing from it, it's all spirit. But if you can't rule your own house, like the scriptures say, how you going to rule the house of the Most High? If you can't manage your own money, how you going to manage the Most High's money? If you can't be stable in your own business, if you're a novice in your own life, and you've been living your own life for 30 plus years, and you're a novice, how you just going to walk in and be a pro at the Most High's business? Does that even make sense? But some brothers be like, well, I could have did that myself, and I didn't need your help. Like, no, you needed help. You need help. But it's pride, man, deceiving you. And then what happens? You get deceived right out of a blessing. Yeah. Read on.
1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6.
Not
a novice.
Not a what?
Not a novice.
Not a novice. Go ahead.
Lest being lifted up with pride.
Lest being what?
Lifted up with pride.
See, and that's what happens, man. That pride be lifting these novices all the way up. You a novice getting lifted up. You a novice rib. You're a novice in the spirit. So your judgment, discernment, your exercising of the senses is nowhere where it needs to be, but you think that you on 10. And then when brother come along, nah, bro, we don't do it like that. You looking at him like, what you mean? Why not? Or, I'm going to do it how I want. Or, yeah, I hear you, but I'm going to try it this way. And what you got to keep going over? Mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And the Most High is just going to keep putting you in the same position until what? Until you learn. Now ask yourself, I asked y'all earlier, how many times you done made the same mistake over and over? Yeah. The whole point is for us to learn, man, and not have to do the same things over and over and over. The same reproof. That's why it says him being often reproved hardened his neck, because you get tired of that. You get tired of being checked about the same thing. So if you're getting tired of being dealt with on the same thing, why not just fix it? If thou doest good, would that not be accepted? Ain't that what the Most High said to Cain? Do what's right. Read it one more time.
Not a novice,
right?
Lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation.
Into the what?
Into the condemnation.
Yeah, you fall into condemnation, man. Of who?
Of the devil.
Yeah. That pride. Pride is devilish. You fall into that condemnation of pride. Because remember, it says pride goeth before destruction. And a haughty spirit before a fall. Go to 1 Corinthians 8:2. What time did we end today? At 9? Oh, wow. Go to 1 Corinthians 8:2.
Go on. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2.
Go ahead.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing.
He what?
Knoweth nothing.
Why? Because you can never be in the mind that you can never be told nothing. You can never ever let yourself slip into the mind that I can't be corrected, or I can't be adjusted, or I can't be reproved. Go ahead.
Yet he ought to know.
And the thing is, a lot of us don't know the things that we're supposed to know. You might know all that worldly stuff, but do you really know the spiritual? You know how to operate in this mode? You know how to control your lust? Because you know how to feed into it. You know how to fall to it, but do you know how to control it? Do you know how to flee from sin as one fleeth from a lion, from a serpent? You know how to do that? But some of y'all don't. Some of y'all know how to run right to your folly. Take me, Satan. I'm yours. Y'all literally like run head first. Not like this. With your head. They say you go headlong. Feet trembling. Take me, Satan. And all it is in the form of some light-skinned chick. That's all it is. All it takes is light skin and some spandex for you to be like, yours. Because you know how to run to it, but do you know how to run from it? Nah. You know how to stiff arm? You ain't got none, man. Because you don't know the things that you ought to know. You know how to give in, but do you know how to fight? See, we all know how to give in. It's easy as hell. But knowing how to fight, what does that come with? Hey, this is how you fight. Hey, brother, do this. Hey, get off the music. Audio Bible. Hey, brother, study every night. Hey, sis, stop doing this. Hey, sis, stop doing that. Man, why is he always telling me something? Why you always got something to say? Damn it. I'm tired of hearing about the Audio Bible. I'm trying to listen to The Weeknd. I'm trying to listen to the Migos. Cardi B got a new song, man. I'm trying to hear it. Right? Audio Bible, like what the? Man, I'm not trying to hear that dude's voice. Well, you don't get it. That it's easy to run to the fall. But how about fighting, man? That's what we're here for. To show brothers how to fight, sisters how to fight. That's what you run from when you let pride overtake. You let pride knock you out the fight. Where you at?
Verse 3.
Galatians 6 and 3. Proverbs 26 and verse 12.
Galatians chapter 6 verse 3.
For
if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
There it goes again. There it goes again. When a man thinketh that he is something when he's nothing, what happens?
He deceiveth himself.
What is he?
Deceiveth himself.
Yeah, man. You deceived, bro. You've been deceived, sis. Ain't Satan the author of deception? and misconceptions and confusion. So who you playing with, man, with this pride? You playing with Satan. That's why you say you fall into the condemnation of the devil. You over there playing catch with Satan. Read it one more time.
For if a man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
Go to go to Proverbs 26 and verse 12, man. That deception is real. Go ahead.
Proverbs 26 verse 12. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit?
He's what?
Wise in his own conceit.
Yeah, you're wise in your own thoughts and your own brain and the things that you want. Wise in your own conceit. Read.
There is more hope of a fool than of him.
Yeah, man. There's more hope than a fool. A fool will have more hope than a prideful man that's wise in his own conceit, wise in his own thinking. Why? Because at least a fool will come to the point where he'll let wisdom enter and he will no longer be a fool. We was all fools. Like David said it best. How foolish was I? When I almost slipped. I seen the prosperity of the wicked, but then what did he have to do? Not let pride come in, let wisdom enter. A prideful man don't let wisdom come in because he's already wise in his own eyes, in his own conceit. You conceited, man. You're wise in your own ego. Lift it up. But it's all a deception. That's the scary part of it. Was not Pharaoh deceived? Y'all know the story of Pharaoh, right? Was not Pharaoh deceived? The Most High the whole time was like, I'm going to harden his heart. I'm going to harden his heart. And the whole time he fell for it. Like, yep. It deceived him into thinking that what? He had the upper hand. That he was right. That his way was the way. And what did it lead him to? Destruction, man. Death. That's why it says you fall into the condemnation of the devil. That's death. It ain't no coming back from a prideful mind, especially when you let that dwell in you. Go to 1 Timothy 1 and verse 6. No. 1 Timothy 6 and verse 3. Slide.
God. 1 Timothy 6 verse 3.
Go ahead.
If any man teach otherwise,
right,
and consent not to wholesome words,
come on,
even the words of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach,
go ahead,
and to the doctrine which is according to godliness.
Right, because that's what happens, man. You're not really consenting to these words. You're wise in your own conceit. So what do we do with this man? Read on.
He is proud.
He is what?
Proud.
Right, so if a brother comes to you, hey, the scriptures say communicate. Scriptures say iron sharpeneth iron. Well, hey, brother, when we drive in the car, and this right here irks me too. You're riding with a brother, and he puts his headphones in the car ride. Why? Why do brothers do that? I don't even let my kids do that. No, my kids don't do that. You're going to hear me talk. My daughter don't do that, man. The first thing she do is pop in the headphones? No. But grown 30-year-old men do what little kids. It's sad when you see a grown 30-year-old man doing something that a 12-year-old does. As soon as he get in the car, where they at? My AirPods. As soon as he gets in the car. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. What about brotherhood? What about communication? What about confessing your faults? What about, hey, brother, what's been going on with you lately? Selfish, man. Being a brother's keeper, iron sharpeneth iron. What about all those principal things? What about endeavoring to keep the spirit of bond and unity of peace? What brother would like it when they rib hops in the car and she just throws her headphones in? Who would like that? Yeah. Why do brothers do it? I'm trying to figure it out.
Too
but then, to what?
Tuned out.
To do what?
Tuned out.
Yeah, because he's lifted up in pride, and it got him feeling like he don't gotta say something. He don't gotta offer up ideas or remember, it says it's a sacrifice to communicate. So it's either I sacrifice and communicate, or I be prideful and not. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that, but it's what it is I'm not going to consent to what Yahweh Shai said, which was communicate daily, which was be my brother's keeper, which was bear each other's burdens. I'm not consenting to that. My headphones is in. I'm consenting to what this chick is talking about on FaceTime. Because what she's talking about is more important than what brothers got to offer. Or what World Star is talking about is more important than what brothers got to offer. Damn, I really cracked my screen. Pride, man. Or what this man got to say to me ain't important. Why? Because I don't respect him. I don't respect his rank. I don't respect the order. He don't got the wisdom to tell me nothing because he's not up here. He's not an officer. Or he's not a general. Right? Because pride got you man-pleasing. Finish it up. Keep my hand up.
He is proud.
He is what?
He is proud.
Come on.
Knowing nothing.
Yeah, because he don't know what he ought to know. He don't know what he ought to know, man. He just know his feelings. He just know that carnality. You try to give a brother wisdom on how to, because there's brothers here that don't got ribs, and you try to give them the wisdom on how to get a woman and it be your rib, not for just 2 seconds, but for life. And he's like, I ain't hearing that. I'm going to do what I did with all the other chicks. Talk to her about nothing. Snapchat her all day until she gets tired of me. Just really beat up her rectum all day. Like, yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. I'm not going to seek the kingdom first because that don't matter because I look into her pretty eyes. And I got to check, make sure her weave is on point for her. Like, come on, man. You don't know nothing. Brute, man. Brute, beast, animal. Unlearned, untaught. Grossly sensual. Niggas is so emotional. Read on.
But dying about questions.
But then you want to ask the questions on the, like, deep. What was this angel's name? Like, how does that even matter? You want to ask questions on knowledge, but nothing about your spirit. Yep. Nothing about what's going to make you a better man, better woman. Nothing that's going to help you in your fight. The angels' names ain't going to help you in your fight. When you got pride on you, that ain't going to help you.
Not at all.
Revelations breakdowns and Daniel's chapter 7s and Genesis 1 through 3, that ain't going to do a damn thing for you. Or having slaves in the kingdom, you thinking about what Edomite is going to be your slave, but not even realizing that your ass ain't making it to the kingdom with those thought processes. With all the pride on you, you ain't even going to get there to get a slave. Get there first. And then worry about who going to be in your plantation, who going to be picking your cotton, whatever you want to say. Yeah. But you ain't even doing the things to get to the kingdom. You see how backwards it is? Because pride deceives us. Go ahead, read on.
And strifes of words.
Read.
Whereof cometh envy.
It comes what?
Envy.
Yeah. So then now you start to envy brothers in a way of. It's funny how this envy works, because you'll have a brother that's in a certain position, and because you didn't put in the work, you didn't fight, you didn't check on your spirit, he got put in a position over you. And what do? You strife, you envy the fact that he's there.
Got resentment.
You got resentment because he's there. But in your eyes, he don't belong there. So what? He can't tell me nothing. No, can't hear nothing from him. Him too young. He's this, he's that. He makes mistakes. But what about you? See, pride got you thinking that you're perfect again. It's common sense. Everything is common sense. But some brothers don't even know how to clean their room. Everything is common sense, but some brothers don't even know how to wash a dish properly. Some sisters don't even know how to upkeep their house. Common sense is not common. This is common sense right here, the scriptures. It's the only sense you need, and a lot of brothers don't got it because pride got you thinking that common sense is what the world told you. That courtesy is what the world told you it was. But you don't even know how to check up on and talk to your brother on a day-to-day. You live with brothers don't even have the decency to come out the room and Shalom, Akim, how y'all doing? Good morning. Or hey, what y'all brothers doing, man? Let's rap. You don't even have the decency for that. Because pride got you separated, man. In your thoughts. Chasing what you want to chase. Read.
Strife. Railing.
Read.
Evil.
Surmising. Somebody look that up. Go ahead. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. Perverse disputing.
And this is what it gets to, man. These perverse disputes. And it's not that everyone is perverse. The prideful one of the bunch is. And then he disputes with everyone else. Or she disputes with everyone else. Because why? Read.
Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds.
That mind is corrupted because you're a brute. Because of pride. What you got?
It says to suspect, to imagine without certain knowledge.
So evil suspicions, man. Well, this brother's doing this, and this brother, and this sister. You just now become a false accuser. Why? Because pride got you lifted up, making you feel like you ain't wrong, you're clean, you're the best, and everybody else around you is just off. Corrupt minds, go ahead.
And destitute of truth.
Here it goes again, being unlearned, being untaught, destitute, lacking truth. If any man say that he had no sin, the truth is not in him. Go ahead.
Supposing that gain is godliness.
Right. So you don't respect order, man. You don't respect what the Most High has set up. Go to Jude 1 and 8. And this is what pride does for a lot of people, where you don't respect the authority of your husband. You don't respect the authority of elder sisters. You don't respect the fact that a brother, because you'll have men, oh, well, I'm the same age as him, so he can't tell me nothing. The same age where? Because last I checked, the Most High said, look not on him because he's big or small, but look at his spirit. So we could be the same age all you want, but where's your spirit at? Your husband can make all the mistakes he wants, but where's his spirit at? See, y'all look at the wrong things again. That pride, lack of understanding, lack of judgment. Now you judging a person off their faults and their age and the fact that he's a man. You go into your husband's 12-year-ago past when he wasn't even an Israelite. He wasn't even dealing with knowledge, and you try to use that against him. How does that work? Well, it's really because you hate order. You hate the fact that you have to be under something, under someone. You hate structure. Read Jude 1 and 8.
God, likewise also these filthy dreamers.
They're what?
Filthy dreamers.
Go ahead.
Defile the flesh.
And that's all you've been doing the whole time, man, is just giving yourself to the flesh, defiling yourself. Women, alcohol, filthy thoughts. Go ahead.
Despise dominion.
What do they do?
Despise dominion.
You hate dominion. You hate that somebody has dominion over you. You wives, because your husband has dominion over you. You brothers. Yahweh Shai got dominion over us. But something inside of you hates that. And it shows through your countenance when it's time to be corrected. That pride starts to say, nah, I can't be dominated over. I can't let nobody tell me nothing. Go ahead.
And speak evil of dignities.
What do they do?
Speak evil of dignities.
I want you to read this definition of dignities. They speak evil of dignities. What you got for dignities?
True honor.
This is from the Webster's Dictionary, 1828. Go ahead.
It says true honor.
Read.
Nobleness. Or elevation of mind. Consistent in a high sense of propriety. truth and justice.
Right. Go ahead.
With an abhorrence of mean and sinful actions.
Now, what type of man is going to speak against a man that's upholding this? Read on.
Yet Michael.
No. Read on.
Opposed to meanness.
Right.
In this sense, we speak of the dignity of mind and dignity of sentiments.
Go to number 2.
Number 2. Elevation.
Right.
Honorable. Place or rank of elevation.
See, you got brothers, man, and sisters. They hate the fact that a certain person has been put above them. They hate the fact that a man has been elevated past them in the spirit, not because we were like, oh, just give everybody rank, but because a person put in the work, the diligence, the time. So it says they do what, Lamont? They speak what?
Speak evil of dignity.
Yeah, well, he makes mistakes, and he's young, and he shouldn't, and he. Because what is pride doing? Pride is stopping you from examining yourself. Remember, it says a sinful man will not be reproved, but find an excuse for every occasion. So what is he doing? He's casting the blame, speaking evil of dignities, elevation, honorable place or rank. Go ahead.
Degree of excellence.
Read.
Either in estimation or in the order of nature.
Watch this. Read.
Man is superior in dignity to brutes.
Y'all get it now? You know why you hate order and you hate rank and you hate structure? Because of that brute beast pride in you. It makes you hate. It makes you hate things that are good. It makes you not see the good in anything. So now you speak evil of dignities. It says man is superior in dignity to brutes. Man, that's cold. Go to man, read number 3.
Number 3, elevation of aspect, grandeur of mien.
Right. Number 5.
Number 5, an elevation of office.
Right. See, brothers do that. A man will be elevated, officer. You know how we do rank. And what does he do? He don't believe that that man should be there because why? I'm older. I've been in the truth longer. I know more. But if you knew more, then you would do more, right? If you knew more, you wouldn't let pride even say, well, I know more. Or he don't belong. The Most High is the one that promotes, as the scriptures say. And what does he promote a man according to? His works, right? Right. Go to 2 Peter 2 and 10. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10.
2 Peter chapter 2 verse 10.
Damn.
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
For what?
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
Go ahead.
In the lust of uncleanliness.
And that's all it really is. I'm walking after pride. I'm walking in pride. I'm walking in pride. Now, here's a visual. Here's a visual. When the homosexuals walk in pride, when they literally walk in a pride parade, how do they look?
Sensual.
What is it all about? It's all about the flesh. It's all about the senses. It's all about what you can see and feel. Taste. It's all about the puff my chest out and walk bold. In what though? Are they walking bold in righteousness? Yeah, so now imagine ourselves walking in our pride and how it looks. Some brothers get to the point of, man, it's like, damn, there's some sugar in your tank that we don't know about? It's weird, man. Read on.
And despise government.
They do what?
Despise government.
Yeah, you see it out of scriptures, they despise government or anything that rules over them. Anything that rules over your spirit and checks you, you despise it, you hate it. Because you're really just contrary. That brute, natural brute beast, watch, read on.
Presumptuous.
They're what?
Presumptuous.
Yeah, they because if we say we have no sin, the Most High said that He'll forgive us, right?
God.
And we won't presumptuously sin. But this type of man, He's what?
Presumptuous.
Come on.
Are they?
Why?
Self-willed.
Because now it's all about what I want. Self-willed. Read.
They are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
Here it goes again. You're not afraid to talk bad about a brother, man, or a sister, because sisters do it too. You'll put a sister's dirty laundry all the way out there, but then forget that your dirty laundry is just as dirty. Remember, because you got cleaned up with some nitrate and some soap, the stain is still there. Your stain is bigger, but you acting like you good. Read on.
Whereas angels, which are greater in power and might, bring not railing accusations against them before the Lord.
Yeah, man. Not even the angels, which are more powerful, accuse the way some of us do in our pride. Read.
But these, as natural brute beasts.
Wait, what are they?
Natural brute beasts.
Yeah, sensual, untaught, unlearned, undisciplined. Read.
Made to be taken and destroyed.
Yeah, what were they made for?
To be taken and destroyed.
To prosper and bring forth fruit.
To be taken and destroyed.
To be an example.
To be taken and destroyed.
That's your end, man. If you let pride rule you, you're going to be destroyed. There's no remedy for this natural brute beastness. So if you're rolling this way, you might as well pack up and leave. You might as well pack your things and go. You've done anyway. You're already condemned to the devil. If this is how you rolling, you might as well just, if you in Virginia, you might as well just come back to Houston. If you in Houston, you might as well leave the brother's house. If you online, you might as well just click off. And just go hide in a cave somewhere. Go hide in the cliffs of the rocks. Just go. You might as well just exalt yourself in pride and live loftily and live good, right? Why suffer for anything? Go live in pride, man. Go let that be your armor. Go let that be your claim to fame. What's the point of sitting with us getting reproved? What's the point of sitting with us and suffering and sacrificing when you can just go live in pride like Esau? Go live in Esau's kingdom. They'll gladly take you. Bend you over the table first. Take your spirit and then give you a job, right? Give you something to do on their plantation. Go be with them, man. Go be with your brother. Go be with your twin, right? Because if not, what is the end? Read it again.
To be taken and destroyed. Speak evil of the things that they understand not.
But because you don't know the things that you want to know. You don't know how to judge spiritually. You don't know proper discernment and discretion and tact and judgment and love and charity and peace and sacrifice. You don't know these things. That's why you speak evil of the ones that do it. Because pride got you looking at things the wrong way. Pride goggles. You know, like bear goggles? You be in the club with bear goggles and she look fine as hell. But then when the lights come on, she's a tranny. Yeah, you be having pride goggles. Everything looks dope. Like you doing, I'm doing it right because I'm doing me. I'm right. Y'all wrong. And then when the Most High puts that light on it, man, it's a tranny. Somehow it's a tranny. I don't know. Somehow it changed from what it was to what it's not supposed to be. Read on.
And shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
You're going to do what?
Utterly perish in their own corruption.
Yeah, it's your own corruption that's going to get you. You're going to reap the fruit of your own hands. Ecclesiastes 10:21. Ecclesiastes 10:21. 1 Peter 2:18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 21.
Right?
The fear of the Lord goes before the obtaining of authority.
And this is what a prideful person don't understand. Before you can get any type of glory or uplifting or dignity, you got to fear the Lord, man. Brothers trying to bully their way in the rank and bully their way in the position. It don't work like that. That's how Esau does things. That's how the world does things. I'm going to just bully my way into this promotion. I ain't going to work for it. I ain't going to strive lawfully. I'm going to bully this. It says the fear of the Lord goeth what?
Before obtaining authority.
Go ahead.
But roughness and pride is the losing thereof.
That's how you lose what you work for, through roughness. What's that roughness? Being a brute. Being a brute animal. You lose authority and dignity, man. You lose dignity amongst brothers. Why? Because what is it that a man is trying to do with pride? What does pride want you to get? Before we go there, go to 1 Peter 2 verse 18.
1 Peter's.
And how were you at in Ecclesiastes? 1 Peter 2 and 18.
It wasn't 2 Peter?
1 Peter.
Okay. 1 Peter 2:18.
Right.
Servants, be subject to your masters. With all fear.
With what?
All fear.
See, with the fear of the Lord. Go ahead.
Not only to the good and gentle.
Right.
But also to the froward.
To the who?
Froward.
So not just to the gentle young brother that just came up and he's meek, he's mild, he don't talk loud. Not just to him, but also to the froward. But not just to the froward, also to the meek. Because oh man, he ain't loud enough, man. He ain't powerful enough. So I'm not gonna listen to him. I'm only gonna listen to the brothers that check me hard. That's where you fall off at. Read Ecclesiastes 10:21 one more time.
The fear of the Lord goes before the obtaining of authority.
Because what does pride want a man to do? It lifts him up so he can what? What is he looking for? He's looking for authority. Yeah. He's looking for vain glory. He's looking for the, hey man, good job. Kudos, brother. Yeah. Looking for that pat on the backside, right? That old, get him, champ. That old attaboy, right? That attaboy. It's like brothers looking for like pats on the back. Vain glory. Go ahead, read on.
But roughness and the pride is a losing thereof.
Go to Galatians 5:26. That's why you don't get it. Oh, what you got? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Galatians chapter 5.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do this and you can do that. Galatians 5:26.
Galatians chapter 5 verse 26. Let us not be desirous of vainglory.
See, we ain't supposed to be desirous of vainglory. We're supposed to operate in a clear mind and conscience towards the Most High. And what will happen is He'll promote you. He'll give you the real glory, not that empty glory of. Good job, Akim. Tawab job, brother. You're doing well. You're not falling to the alcohol, the women, the pride, the lust. Attaboy. Yeah. Like you want brothers to acknowledge the things that you're supposed to be doing anyway. Like, great job, sister. Being meek, humble, mild, quiet, loving. Great job of taking care of your children that you bared and that you were supposed to have. Great job of being there for your husband, a pillar of rest that you were supposed to be. Great job, sis. Shh. And then you got to dapper up. Great job, guys. That's what y'all want? A great job? Vain glory. But that's what some men, like, they didn't tell me good job today. My spirit hurts. Y'all niggas ain't telling me I was doing good, man. Sensitive thugs, they all need hugs. Sensitive ass thugs, man. Read on.
Provoking one another, envying one another.
He said, let us not be desirous of vainglory. Provoking one another, envying one another. You hate a man because of the position he's in. You don't want to be around brothers because the brothers that you're around are supposed to tell you the right things. The sisters that you've been put around are supposed to help correct you and help you to see things that you don't see. That's all it is. It's about showing you things that you don't see that are very apparent right in front of your eyes. We see them, but we're like, hey, how come? But okay, you don't see it because we're not doing the how come you don't see this. We're doing the hey, I seen this. You should look out for what's to befall you.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Man, you should watch out for that because, man, the last time I was in the same position as you in, you know, Satan got me, man. I ain't gonna lie. So be careful. be careful of that, you know, the brother, because he, you know, he's a little contentious, and we see how he deals with other brothers. So you got to be careful, man. But brothers be thinking like we trying to own them, like own their spirit and control who they talk to and who they go around with. Like we're trying to like literally own you like property. No, we're trying to help. We're trying to steer you out of destruction. That's all it is. We don't want to own brothers. We don't want to. We don't want to own y'all like property, man. That's not what it's about. But it's showing you something that you haven't dealt with or seen. Where are we going from there? Go to Proverbs 13:18.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 18.
And I'm going to finish on time. Yay!
Go ahead. Proverbs 13:18.
Proverbs 13, verse 18. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction.
Read that from the top.
Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction.
You got to think about it, man. Poverty is not just talking about money. Remember, poverty means that you lack something. You're destitute of something.
Ooh,
so
that's why it says. That's why it says. It says, oh man, it says they're destitute of the truth. Right? Go ahead, I'll find it. Go ahead.
But yeah, poverty just means like you're lacking something. So if you're being instructed onto it, if you're being instructed, more than likely you're being instructed on something that you don't know about or something that you lack. So if you're refusing it
100% of the time, 100% of the time.
100% of the time. Because if you knew, you wouldn't be getting instructed. But if you think about it, right? If you think about it, Christ said, I am the truth, the way, and life. So if we're all walking down this road to go to Christ, we're all walking down the same path, and you got somebody that's been walking longer than you've been walking, and they're telling you, or they're instructing you, or they're correcting you, they're showing you the way to go, or if something comes up, they're like, listen, there's a line ahead. Watch out for this line. If you don't want to take it, if you don't want to take that instruction or that correction, that's on you. When it happens, you won't have anybody else to blame. That's why it says poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction. Because just another point to bring in too, man. It says that it's a sacrifice to communicate. So that person's making a sacrifice to communicate to you about something that's going to be beneficial for you. So if you don't want to take that communication, then what's going to happen is poverty and shame. Because you know something that you don't want.
Because you know why? It's real easy for me to not say a damn thing.
Got it.
And just let you do you. It's no sweat off of my back to be like, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. That's the easiest course of action, right?
Yep.
You live and you learn. Red or green pill, you live and you learn. Pick one. I got nothing to say about nothing. That's very, listen, it's easy for me. But who does it hurt? Because it ain't hurting me. It hurts y'all. No different than me. I still got to be told things. I still got to be corrected. It's easy to just say, you know what, I ain't going to tell him nothing. And it gets to that point with brothers where it's just like, man, this guy can't be told nothing, or this sister can't be told nothing, so guess what? Do you, sis. I've had to tell that to a couple of people. They refuse counsel. They refuse to listen and hearken. You know what? Your best decision got you here. Get yourself out of it. And we see where they usually don't prosper.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But he that regardeth reproof shall be honored.
Yeah, if you regard it,
yeah,
you'll be honored, man. And a synonym for regard, is to look upon, to observe, to note, to notice, to consider. So if you consider the reproof, then listen, you're going to be honored. Why? Because you're actually thinking upon it. It's not going in one ear and out the next.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna sit there, you're gonna think upon it, and more than likely you're gonna make the changes. Because you'll examine everything. You'll examine, okay, why is he telling me this? And why is he telling me this?
That's why it says a man of counsel will be considerate.
Yeah.
What is he considering? Whether or not how he talked, how the information came, or does it apply? And if it does, how do I use it? And if it don't apply, how I don't come off like an ass trying to say that don't apply to me?
Because everything applies.
Because at some point it's going to apply.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we miss, man. At some point it will apply. Go to last scripture. Go to Philippians 2 and 3.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory.
Yeah, man. Nothing should be done through strife, vainglory, through pride lenses. Go ahead.
But in lowliness of mind.
Yeah. Humility. You gotta lower your mind. Lower the defenses. Stop taking everything so personal. Brothers take things so personal and they just get emotional behind it. It's not personal, it's biblical. Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? For some, yes. Yes. Read.
Let each esteem others better than themselves.
That's what it's about. That's all it's about, is we try to put brothers and sisters before ourselves. Because like I said, it's easy for me to put myself first and be like, I'm not going to answer that call. Do what you want. I'm going to be at home for class. That's easy. But it's about putting myself under and putting y'all first. But your mind can't be, well, I don't want to hear what's being told. Go ahead.
Look not every man on his own things.
Go ahead.
But every man also on the things of others.
And that's what happens when correction comes. That's what happens when reproof comes. We're looking at the things of others, man, and how the things that you want and the things that you can have can be dissolved. Just in a few words. Touch him, but don't kill him. Does he serve you for naught? Don't you got a hedge about him? Well, yeah, he's in your hands. And just like that, Satan will be on you. And all we're there to do is say, listen, Satan desires to sift you. Be careful of this. Be careful of this. Be careful for that. Too much time with this, spend more time with this. That's it, man. But if you take it personal, like we try to, like brothers be thinking like we jealous, like we don't want you to be around your rib or your kids or have leisure time. Like I could care less what you do on leisure time, but at least hopefully you've given yourself to the wisdom during your leisure time. Because what happens is when everything starts to hit you and you dig yourself a hole so deep that 1,000 brothers can't dig you out of, we the ones that gotta feel bad about that. Feel bad for brothers and sisters when they're like, man, I'm dealing with this, or I'm dealing with this. I'm like, how long you been? Well, yeah, you know, like 3 months ago I did this, and they're like, what, 3 months ago? But why'd you wait 3 months? Why'd you wait 3 months? And then 3 months ago, why didn't you just come for counsel or say something? Right. And then, man, it just be a lot of it'd be heartbreaking sometimes, man, to see what brothers and sisters go through. I hate it. I hate it. So that's why we do what we do. Read on.
But every man also on the things of others.
Go ahead.
Let this mind be in you,
right,
which was also in Yahushua.
Because even when we read in Wisdom of Solomon, it said he was sent to reprove the people. So what was the mind that was in Yahushua? I'm going to tell them where they're wrong. But what happened with the people, man? Pride. The Pharisees, pride. Like he said, the ones that didn't flee. When Yahushua said flee to the mountains, flee to Africa, basically, they didn't flee. They were like, nah, I'm staying here. I'm staying here with the Romans. Those my boys. What happened? They got destroyed, man. So, again, I'm going to say it again. There's another reminder. For those that don't think that it applies to them right now, we're just reminding you that it could apply to you later on down the road. So we're just reminding y'all to watch out for the pride. Don't let that overtake your spirit because it blinds you. That's the key to pride. Pride blinds you from really seeing things clear. It deceives you. Remember those scriptures about being deceived by pride. Very important. It'll have you think in one way when things are a totally different way. And then next thing you know, man, you're trying to pick up pieces that literally can't be picked up. Any questions? Any questions online about that? About the topic?
Wow.
Yeah. Pride, man. Hell of a drug. Let's see. All right, well, I mean, it's 9, so we will definitely be back here tomorrow. Y'all know how we get down. Shabbat, right? Get the Shabbat reading. Morning prayers. Brothers and sisters want to get anointed, we do that. Man, I feel like we got something coming up. I feel like we do, but I'm tripping. I be having just thoughts of grandeur. We ain't got nothing coming up. It's got a lot of things in my head. But no questions. Everybody good? Everybody tawab? Everybody feeling good, man? Hey, it's a fight. It's a battle. Keep fighting. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep battling. Keep fighting. We here for y'all. Y'all know that. Online, we here for y'all. Y'all can hit us up anytime, as y'all do. We here, man. So you use what the Most High has given to your disposal. All right. All right. If that's it online, we thank everybody for joining us. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Let's say shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody else, I magim wapanyawa, Yerushalayim, rise and face Jerusalem.
So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lie is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Change the truth for God into a lie. And you just Christ in Hebrew is Yahweh. Conception is deception. Along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th.
All right.
And not the son of God. On the Passover fight with truth. And the spring. So now we bring the truth about the Jesus King. That's like Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the most high. It's all about the Most High. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Israelites.
How far in the oven did you put it? I just gotta put it right in the front. You put it in the